Welcome to the Five Letters Podcast, featuring myself, Yels,
alongside Cam.
And yo, it's me, Bez.
Yo, Em, you did it again.
Your body language tell me that you mean business. One track, fuck it out, we doing fitness. I want it all day, Monday to Sunday. You got my heart racing now. Baby, when you come round, I make it bounce.
Make it bounce, yeah, make it bounce. Make it bounce, yeah, make it bounce. Make it bounce,
You're a Christian, what's up?
I don't go to church.
What's your hymn game saying?
I don't know any.
Gotta step up your hymn game, mate.
Mine would probably be all in Gar. Like, I've been to Ghana churches. And I don't speak Gar, so it's all just me just there smiling.
Like, we only know him because of, because yeah, me and Cam don't go to church, but we know him because of like funerals and weddings and stuff. That's literally the only reason why. And like, we just go there and we just get stuck in. We're like, right, just for today.
Sing our hearts out.
Yeah.
Because everything else is extremely boring.
Yeah, very dry. Very, very dry. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, let's sing these rhythms.
Yeah, now I've clocked out. I'm just like, standing there, stand up. hold the what they called? The little booklets with all the lines, the verses. Just hold it.
Don't read it, don't sing it. You're dreads.
Yeah, I'm just there physically. Mentally, I'm somewhere else.
I'm like, yes, how great thou art. Start ad-libbing, like, Mama. Just like, yeah, fully doing amigos. But yes, this is the episode 47 of the Five Letters Podcast, if you weren't already aware. It's myself, Yels. We got Cam to the left of me. We got Bez sat across from me. Yeah, for some reason we were talking about hymns. And that kind of just, kind of got away. Anyway, that song that we open up with, that would be Miss Banks, track entitled Bounce. Nice little vibey thing. So hold tight, Miss Banks. I think she dropped an EP as well, so go check that out. Full EP. I think there's a few more bangers on there as well. That's worth listening to. But yeah, it's been another 2 weeks, boys. It's been a hot 2 weeks, to say the least.
Hot. Hot.
So yeah, no, talk to me. How's your 2 weeks been? I'm glad you both didn't melt. That would have been tragic.
It's hot now. I'm melting now.
Yeah.
It's quite warm in here.
You lot are so over the top. Yeesh.
No, but you complain that it's cold when it's not also. So like,
I complain when it's cold.
No.
Full stop.
You can't say
I say it's cold when it's cold.
No.
Full stop.
It's hot.
It's not hot.
Mine's not hot.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But it is hot. It's warm.
It definitely is hot.
It's not. But okay, fine. Talk to me about your 2 weeks, and then we can actually. Do you know what? Because I'm ready for you today. Like, because I know you're both gonna say, "Oh, it's been disgusting," this, that, the other thing. Like, I'm ready for you. I got my arguments. I got all my points. Like,
taking bullet points, taking notes.
bro, I got my notes ready to slew you, man. Because you, man, yeah. Just how'd you do this, man? Talk to me.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I've done anything in the 2 weeks. I can't remember. But yeah, on Monday, Tuesday this week, I was dying. I was like, I'd have both my windows in my room open, my door open, and then all the rooms in the rest of the house will have their windows open, and the back door to like my garden is open as well. So there's so much airflow, but I'm still sitting there.
Nah, you lot did it wrong.
That's the worst thing.
And I was going to say, I'm going to tell you why that was the wrong idea. But
what are we supposed to do then?
Close everything. So you have them open overnight.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, close everything, close your curtains, close everything, because it's hotter outside than it is in your house. So all the airflow is doing is blowing hot air into your house.
That doesn't sound like it would have helped anyways.
It probably wouldn't help much, but it would help a little bit, I think.
Maybe. But either way, I was sitting there, no top on, in shorts, dying, trying to work, trying to talk to people, just sweating, like sticking to my back,
I'm
sticking to
surprised
the
people were
chair.
calling you though, just for the exact same reason that you're talking about. Like I know you take calls and stuff,
Yeah.
from customers and whatnot. I'm surprised that they were like, today's the day that I'm gonna. Like I know that they usually call when they have like some serious dramas and stuff going on, but still I'm like, you know what? You can wait till Monday, or not Monday. Wait till like Wednesday when it's cooler.
Yeah, these people don't care, man. They only stopped when it was COVID and we weren't really sending out people to do repairs and stuff. So they stopped calling, and that was a good time. Like I'd sit down and have like half hour, no calls, have my feet up, just chilling. But yeah, other things, most things will make it worse. Like when it was windy, people calling in because their fences have fallen down and whatnot.
Yeah.
When it's raining, people will call about leaks from their roofs and whatnot. But yeah, the heat didn't stop them. They will call for whatever and say whatever. But yeah, I'm glad we're at the other side now. It's getting a bit cooler. But yeah, I can't wait for winter. Come on.
My god!
Bring on the winter.
Oh my god! You like this? You disgusting.
I want to shiver.
Oh, like you're sick. You're sick.
For me, 2 weeks, similar to Cam, yeah, it was very hot on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, like to be fair, it wasn't that bad on Monday in my room because the sun hits the other side of the house first. So I think the other side of the house got all the heat, and my side of the house was relatively cool for pretty much the whole time until about 3 o'clock. Then it felt like someone just got the heat and just put it on full blast. So I started just sweating and was just getting and it just drained me because I was planning to go to the gym and stuff after work, and I was like, nope, not today, just not moving at all. And then Tuesday again, I managed to go gym after, but it's like I messed myself up because then like Wednesday I had a 5 a.m. start of work because we had some like thing being deployed, so we had to do some testing and stuff. So obviously went gym, woke up early the next day, and then stayed up late again the next day because Arsenal were playing, so I wanted to watch the game.
Oh my word! A pre-season game.
Yeah.
Man sacrifices his well-being for a pre-season game.
Hey, it gets like that.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was meant to kick off at 12:30, and it got postponed because of rain. So.
So you didn't go to bed. So that was not your cue to say, you know what?
I fell asleep during half time, which was pretty about 2 o'clock because it got postponed to half one.
So wait, hold on. So after all that, you didn't even get to watch the whole game.
I watched half of it.
Watching the half of it is not the point. Like if you're gonna do that, you need to watch it all. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
I
Like,
watched
to make that sort of thing worthwhile, you need to see the conclusion.
I saw the conclusion the next day when I watched the highlights and.
But you would have done that anyway. That's what I'm saying. So if you're staying up, making yourself tired for the next day and everything, sacrificing your sleep to watch something, then you got to see it there and then.
We've done that before. You might watch like a WWE event on, and then you might watch the first bit, and then be like, you know what, this is dead. I'm going to bed. Yeah,
I've done it before, and it's always been a disappointment that I've done that. Like the only time, so if I've started, I'm like, yo, I'm lagging, I'm going to bed, whatever. The next day I'm vexed because now I have to take my good time to watch the rest of this. Plus I'm tired because I've stayed up late for no reason.
No, it's not no reason because you still watch it. You still have your evening.
No, because what you're talking about, right, is if I'm staying up late and then all I see is Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler or something like that. Like Baron Corbin
that is why I
versus
fell asleep
Sheamus.
because the first half was like when I saw the team lineup, I literally was like, I might just go to bed because it was the reserves.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's just disappointment, and then you have to actually watch the actual good part of it the next day.
Yeah, but
so now you're tired for nothing when you could have done this in the first place. You could have went to bed, slept, and then went about your day, felt good, and then come back and watch.
I probably would have gone to bed at 1-ish anyway, and I probably would have been tired the next day anyway. So not really much difference. I had an hour less sleep, but it didn't. I messed with it. I was fine to be on Thursday because I went to work on Thursday as well, which is why I was like, should I stay up for this? I have to wake up at 7. But I was okay. So yeah, I made it.
Yeah,
That was pretty much most of my two. And then today, just went to my brother's house and I was dog sitting for him, which is fun times.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Why is it fun times?
Just, dogs are long, man. They're just they're like they can be alright. Like, they just kind of just do their own thing.
I would have locked it in a room. Wait, sorry.
Excuse me.
I would have just locked it in a room.
I'm pretty sure like that's illegal. Like you can probably lock a human in a room more so than you can lock a dog in a room in this country.
You lock a dog in a room.
In this country,
For
I feel like
for a couple hours.
people would go at you more for locking a dog in a room than they would for locking a baby in a room in this country.
I mean, they probably would, but still, doesn't stop me. That's exactly what I would do. Like if someone was at dog sitting with me, like I look in a room and then they come back and that room would probably be ruined.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. Maybe you got burgled." Like, no, we were over here. Like,
Jasper, you need to look after that dog more. He's like out of control.
No, I'm sure it was like that when I got here.
Nah, yeah, it's just because it's like my brother was saying I had to feed her at a certain time, so I gave her the food, and the other dog isn't meant to eat the same food, so putting the food down, and that dog's coming to eat the food, and I'm like trying to stop this dog from eating it, or that dog doesn't even want to eat it, so this dog is walking past the bowl, and this one's coming to try and get it. I'm just like, this is a mess. Like, it's just annoying.
That's one thing.
I don't know why you would ever want pets. Like I stayed at my sister's house for 2 weeks and looked after her cat, and I was like, this is long, man. Because I had like my whole computer set up in the front room, and the cat would be always bothering me. I'm trying to play games, trying to just come and sit on my laps, trying to get me to pet it. I'm like, leave me alone, man.
It's cute. It's just showing you some affection.
Nah, man, I ain't got time for that.
This is what I'm saying. I do not understand the appeal of pets at all. Like, not even a little bit. There's not one pet on this planet that people have that makes sense to me, other than children.
I can get behind fish because they are unintrusive.
Fish,
But they're pointless. They're more pointless than like a dog or something.
They're pointless and they die.
Yeah.
And you have to clean the tank because
That's true.
that tank gets nasty and grimy. Like most fish tanks, you can get like some of the self-cleaning ones, but even those ones, you need to empty
out
the
the filter
water and
and
clean
stuff
out
like
the filter and all of that. So I'm like, what is the purpose of
Well,
this?
on a day-to-day, it's a lot less work than a cat or a dog or like
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
any other thing.
But I'm like, I don't understand any of it, any of them. I don't understand like keeping a hamster or a gerbil in a cage.
People are lonely, man.
That's what it is. It's people
Bro,
lonely. They want company.
Be lonely.
Some people can't be lonely.
just be by yourself and just Jesus Christ.
People can't be lonely. Some people don't like having their own.
They don't like having time to sit and think.
Yeah.
I get it. I do. Then don't sit and think. Like there's so much stuff you could do other than like having pets and stuff. Like I'm like, yo, man.
Read a book. Just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, reading
But
a book.
stuff like that, you can do stuff like that with a pet there, and
But you don't. I mean, you don't need the pet there.
just have a pet there inside. Just
Nah, I was just thinking about it. Like, domesticated animals are just so annoying. Like, because I was literally like, so I was walking to work, the other day, and I saw a fox, and the fox saw me, and it was about 20 meters away, and it just looked at me it was just like on the middle of the pavement, just looking at me, 20 meters away, and I'm just walking towards it, and then as I'm coming closer, it just moves further away to kind of maintain the 20-meter distance. And I'm like, yes, because that's a wild fox. He's wary of me. He's like shook of me.
Yeah.
He's interested. He's not terrified. He's not like sprinting away. But he's like, let me just keep my distance. Like he's coming closer. I'm just going to make sure I'm just a little bit out of the way. If that was a domesticated dog now, like these domesticated dogs, like people have them on leashes and stuff, and they're just trying to get off the leash and like run, sniff you, like do. I'm like, just get out. I'm like this close to kicking someone's dog. Like, just get out of my space. Like, what's wrong with you? You don't know me. I don't know you like that. Like, nah. Because the same way, if it was like someone's child, or even if it was just a grown adult getting up in my business like that, it'll be problems.
gonna kick a kid,
bro. I might have to. I might have to. Like, I might have to turn into Kratos and just go boom, kick him in the chest.
Have either of you ever been to like a cat cafe or something?
Oh hell no.
Nah. There's my team, the one of the guys in my team, he was proposing for a social like called puppy yoga, where apparently you do yoga for 30 minutes and then play with a dog for 30 minutes and play with a bunch of dogs just run into the room and you just kind of sit there and play with them. I'm like, no chance. Like, no way am I doing it. He's like, what, you don't like dogs? I'm like, I nothing them. Like, I don't dislike them, I don't like them. Like,
There's absolutely no way in hell I would do something.
I'll do the yoga and then I'm out. Like, I'm not doing...
Like, I remember a company I used to work for a while back, they wanted to do, or there was a big campaign about getting a puppy room, kind of similar to like what you're saying with the yoga, but literally just like a room where just a bunch of puppies live and that people can go, and like if they're feeling stressed out, just go to the puppy room for 10 minutes, play with some puppies and stuff. And I'm like, yo, man, just smoke weed or something. Like, do something else. Like, can we not have these puppies?
Have a pot room.
Yeah, do that. Like,
I went to a cat cafe and it was actually alright. I didn't mind it.
What is it? Just so
it was just like just a building with a few rooms, with cats and like they're just roaming, just living, and there's a cafe so you can order like coffee, whatnot.
you get cat hair in your coffee. Hairballs in your coffee.
Yeah.
There's a cat.
That's part of the
experience. The cat just comes and hairballs.
No, the cat makes the coffee.
But I think you're not supposed to feed them at all, and then like. But the thing is that they're just chill. Like they're not trying to rub up on you or anything. They're just doing.
Cats have seen some things. If they're cats that are in public, they've seen some things.
Yeah. So they're just roaming around doing their own thing, and then you just see them in their semi-natural habitat. Semi-natural.
Yeah. My question is then, what's the point?
I don't know. It was a cute experience.
Hawaii.
People like to look at them.
She's like, do you know what? I would much prefer if the UK, or I guess I'm in London, so I guess this is the downsides of living in a city or whatever. But I would much prefer that if all the animals that I was seeing on like a daily basis, rather than them being, dogs that are being walked by like their owners, or cats that are let out of the house and all of these sorts of things, I would much rather just see wildlife. I would much rather, like, I ain't seen a badger in time. No, I don't think I've ever seen a badger.
We saw a badger last time. Remember, we were driving back and we saw the badger.
I've literally never seen a badger. I didn't even know
that was the first time.
Yeah,
that was
same.
the first time I saw a badger. Yes, me and Ben saw a badger, but I'd rather see more badgers, like see hedgehogs, like see all of these kind of just animals that I know exist and I know exist in the UK. They're definitely here in the UK. Like hedgehogs, they ain't really anywhere else. Like they're not in the Caribbean tropical climates and that. They're definitely here in the UK. Badgers definitely here in the UK. Like these kind of, I'd rather see like these kind of animals from a distance doing their own thing than
Nah, man, I'd have a pet squirrel.
You'd have a pet
I'd
squirrel.
have a pet squirrel if I could.
I'm confused.
That doesn't make any sense.
Squirrels are cool. I like squirrels. They interest me. Like,
but you would have to keep it in a cage. What
no,
would
that's
be-
something if I could. Like, so if I could just have it in my room, it would just do its own thing, sort of thing. And
you
then
lose that squirrel so fast.
No, that's what I'm saying. So this is in a scenario where
If it's like a few
you
generations
could
down when
domesticate
they're
the
more
squirrel.
domesticated.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be like a cat, essentially. I'd have a squirrel.
But I think it's also because they're just so small.
Yeah.
Like in terms, that's why. Like I feel like even though like hamsters and even pet mice and stuff like that, just even though they're domesticated, if you let them out, you'll just lose them because they're
Yeah.
so small, and you'd be a danger to them because you wouldn't know.
You're not
Like they could be
stepping on
like
it
behind
or-
you.
yeah.
And yeah, that kind of stuff. Like whereas obviously cats and dogs and stuff, they're
They've got like, have you seen them dogs there, Pomeranians? They're literally like,
them ones that are just
Palm size.
struggling to stay alive.
yeah.
This is another thing that's my problem with pets. People breeding them for aesthetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this thing has got to live now, like with a heart that's half the size of what you need to pump the blood around his veins. Or like,
And like pugs can't even breathe because their nose is so pushed
you
in.
know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, like just for aesthetics and people carrying around in like little bags and stuff. Right. I think I don't necessarily agree with animals working for humans per se. Like I don't, like police dogs and like police horses and stuff like that. I'm against. The only thing I'm not necessarily for, but the only thing I can understand and say I allow is like guide dogs for like people with blind people, and like well, I guess they say they're seeing dogs. I think
Seeing
that's-
eye dogs, yeah.
yeah, that's the correct way to say that. But yeah, like those kind of things, like, okay, cool. Like, because they're a benefit to society. It's unfortunate for the dog that he's got to work his entire life. But, like,
Hey, we got to do it.
that's it. Come get a piece of this capitalism, sunshine.
Start taxing them bitches. That's what you start doing.
But yeah, like I can see the benefit to society in that realm. And them dogs are extremely well trained. They're not like moving mad unless you do something to disrupt them.
Yeah.
They generally just do their job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but I'm just
I think the thing is that's what it is with most dogs. Like, not necessarily they're well trained, but I think they do come in want to like see you and maybe try and lick you, or whatever. But they're not gonna do anything. Obviously, you don't know. That's what my problem with dogs. You don't know what they're gonna do. But like, I think unless you actually do something that like triggers them, they're not gonna actually bite you or anything like that. For the most part, I would say.
no, they won't because they don't know how. Like, most dogs have never had to like do anything violent in their entire existence.
No, but today when we took the dogs for a walk, they met some other dogs, and the way they were playing, I was like, "Is this all right?" Like, 'cause they're probably like biting each other at the neck and stuff. I'm like, they're like, "Oh, yeah, it's fine. They're just playing." I'm just like looking. I'm there like these are just talking like casually. I'm just there looking at dogs like,
Are they okay?
Yeah.
No, but that's what I mean. Like, even that, like how they're playing or whatever, like, or that's how they play. The reason why they play like that is because they ain't got to live like that, if you get what I'm saying. Like, they haven't had to go out and hunt.
Yeah.
They haven't had to fight other dogs for I don't know, territory or like for food. Like, they haven't had to do all of this sort of stuff. So for them, like, their way of like kind of maintaining their natural kind of instincts and stuff is through the way that they play and stuff. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of like how when like humans play with them as well. It's also still kind of like play fighting, kind of rolling around and stuff like that as well. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I wouldn't imagine a dog like a domesticated dog will come up and bite me. They are very unpredictable, but it's not that I think they're going to bite me. It's just that I think like they're going to trip me up. Like, like, it's literally like, because I only ever, and if you got a dog in your house, I ain't coming. So I only ever see dogs like out when I'm walking around or going to the park or something.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets annoying because, when they run up to you or you're trying to walk past someone and they're coming in your direction, the dogs like do. And I'm like, I'm going to trip over your lead or something. Like, I'm just like, I do not, I'm going to trip, like, if it's a particularly small one, I'm going to trip over you itself. Like,
Do you remember when I got chased by the dog in the
you
park?
were terrified.
Bro, I was shook for my life. Like, the dog comes running towards me, and I'm like, no, I need to go. So I start running away, and then like the owner's just shouting, "He just wants to play." I'm like, "What do you mean it just wants to play? Why is it running at me?"
The owner's like,
I was shook.
Don't worry, he's just playing. And Cam's like, he's like, you know the ones that you're running, but you're looking behind you. Like, he's running, like trying to like go to the left, right, trying to twist and turn, like shimmy.
It never would have caught me, but like I was like, nah, but this is not for me.
Like,
but like to your point of not knowing what they're gonna do, I would have a pet cat, but only because I know that we'd have an understanding, you know, like to a certain degree, I would be able to understand what the cat is thinking and what it's gonna do next. And so I wouldn't mind having my own cat in my house. But going to other people's houses and having cats there, I'm like, I just don't know.
I don't like the fact that obviously you have to clean up after pets as well.
That's one thing.
That is a problem.
I'm like, why would you choose this?
Yeah,
Why
I mean
would
that's
you
my thing. Like,
why?
Don't teach them how to use the toilet.
Flush it, everything.
Bro, I'd have like, if I could have Garfield as a pet, or was it the brother from Watch My Chops?
The
Talking dog.
Watch my chops.
How absurd! Yeah, like if I could have like an intelligent pet, like, yeah.
Maybe we'll breed them to reach that point one day. Give them big enough brains or strong enough brains to speak
The thing is as well, to be fair, they are very intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, well, not very intelligent, but they are.
They're
more intelligent than
people
what? Sorry?
give them credit for.
They can understand us.
Yeah, they're more intelligent than I think I can't say for people, but I think most animals are often or pets, I should say, are more intelligent than I give them credit for. Like, I think wild animals, a lot of them are very intelligent.
Yeah.
Like, their situational awareness is sometimes just crazy. Like,
So foxes decide to run out in front of cars and stuff, though, which isn't the smartest thing to do, but...
yeah. But to be fair, when you think about it, like, they also live... there should be more casualties.
Yeah.
If they were stupid, there would be way more casualties,
Yeah.
put it that way.
True.
Like, you'd see foxes on the road, like, every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, in terms of, like, dogs and stuff, I saw today, not today, it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. When I went on a run yesterday, and I was running through, I can't remember what it is called, but the park's just not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, you know how we live in in the suburbs now.
Yeah.
So like there was like one lady walking a dog and one family walking their dog. And you know how like dog owners like to stop and chat and laugh, and their dogs like play with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they literally, like, dogs were playing, and then they literally stopped having the conversation and started walking off. And they walked off, like, the pathway was diverging. So the woman went one way and the family went the other way. And the woman, as she's walking, she just called her dog's name and just kept walking. And the dog, like, came after her. And then the other one, like, I don't think it saw where his family went, like, at all. But he was just like, all right, cool. Like, my friend's gone now. Like, let me quickly find a place to piss, because he apparently needed to piss. So he went and found a tree and did the whole leg up and the thing. And I'm like, watching it and like, your family is like gone bust, like it's fully bust the corner. They ain't said nothing. They ain't called for him, nothing. They fully bust the corner. They're not in like sight anymore. So then I was thinking he belonged to the woman. So I thought, oh, both of the pets are hers. So I was thinking like, okay, he's gonna like pee and then just go after the dog that he was just playing with. But no, peed, then came back onto the pathway, just sniff like that.
Oh man.
And then just went la-di-da round the corner. And I was like, fair enough.
Yeah.
Like I literally saw the smell as like, yep, my humans went that way. And like it was just literally just like a little nose in the air. I'm going
crazy.
right, and that was it. And I was like, "That's it. It's both crazy sense of smell, but also intelligence to know that. All right, cool. Like there's no panic here.
Yeah, because I
like,
know I'm going to get them.
Yeah, and I imagine also part of it is probably they do that same route.
Yeah.
Like every time as well. So that's probably part of it as well. But yeah, it was just like like he was in no rush, and his owners clearly weren't concerned. Because, I guess they know. I'm not worried because but they know.
This is coming back with me now?
Is this mine? I'm going to see posters like tomorrow, like missing. Have you seen this dog? But yeah, no, I'm like, okay, sure, shame, my bad. Like, let me mind my own business, I guess.
Yeah. Now, I saw a video a while back where literally someone had trained the dog, so they had like a piano sort of thing, and the dog would just go and press on the keys and it would say like a fair word, so it'll be like food. So they go press food or drink and press drink, and the dog was like communicating to humans that way. And I was like, that's crazy. Like they can, that's it. Like Cam said, they can understand us, so they know what the commands mean now.
Yeah.
So they can just go and press it and tell the human what they want, which is impressive.
Yeah, it's wild. Like,
okay, so if you could have a pet, like as I was saying, it's a hypothetical scenario, you wouldn't have one. Like any pet and any animal in the world, would you have one? And then like even like let's say a polar bear, you could have it because it wouldn't murder people coming in the house and stuff.
Wouldn't murder me in my sleep.
Yeah.
I
have a giant shark tank on this wall.
Oh my days. That would be wild.
That would be so sick.
You got to domesticate the shark and breed them down to be smaller.
Nah, I want a big one. Just on that wall, just swimming around.
The thing is, the only pets I would have, the only way I would have a pet per se is if it stayed outside. So like, shit, I might be Tiger King and just have tigers. But like, again, it's just outside. Like, I would never go in and play with it. It's just like, I'll yeet. Like, here's a deer. Yeet over the
whole deer.
Bro, if I was having a pet, you got to stay sharp. So I'm not giving you an already killed deer. I'm literally going to yeet a deer over the fence.
You're getting a live deer and just throwing it into the carpet.
Like, I had to wrestle this deer to subdue it. Like, have you seen Nichijou where she does the neck breaker to the deer? Yeah.
That was a goat, but yeah.
All right, cool. It was a
But
goat.
the principal fights a deer as well.
Yeah.
And he like does a freaking like some kind of jump off the top rope kind of thing to the deer. It was jokes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd wrestle the deer, like, and then over the top of the thing. Somehow the deer doesn't get injured from the being thrown over the top, and then boom. Now if the deer can get away, what I'll do is I'll go to the other side. I have a gate, and the gate will be open.
That's risky business. What if the tiger's just like, F the deer, I'm leaving. I'm getting out.
Then I close the gate. I'll see him coming. This is
when they trick you. They're going the deer's going to be out there like walking out, and the tiger's going to walk out as well. They're just going
the tiger tricks you by chasing the deer a little bit, so it's already at max speed, and then it cuts, turns,
I will see
out the gate.
I'll see it coming. I'll be ready. Like, I'll be ready. Like, reaction times. That's a good way to train my reaction times. Like, this is how I keep my reaction times in TikTok shit.
Trying to lock the gate.
Them ones like all of us are dead. Like,
yeah, exactly.
oh man, nah, but yeah, no, literally. I mean, I wouldn't do that anyway. But like in a hypothetical situation where I had to have an animal, it would be an animal that's staying outside. So it could be a cat, it could be a dog, it could be anything, just staying outside where I don't have to clean up after it because just it's outside.
Yeah,
like if you want to roll around in your own shit, then do not do it.
I'd get a monkey.
Oh my god,
I'd get a monkey. Put it in a nappy. Have it run around. Yeah, man. Keep it. So they can't fling his shit at me, but monkeys are cool, man.
Like, what's cool about monkeys?
They just look cool. Like when I go to the zoo and I see a gorilla just sitting down, it's like, nah, this animal just looks sick.
So you're not even talking about monkeys.
No, I have a monkey. I have like but just like gorillas look sick. Like, and monkeys just look sick as well. Obviously,
gorillas are tanks.
They're huge. They're just muscle bound tanks. Like. Macho muscle thingy, like proper there, huge. But yeah, I'd have a monkey, like not like like Ace Ventura Spike, one like that, little cute monkey.
A little cute monkey. That was not my interpretation of that little cute monkey. I said myself and friends or something like.
I didn't watch Friends.
I
think I seen the video when they're dancing and then
where he puts his he puts
the tape in.
See,
you get a little monkey like that just to put the PlayStation.
But he was being naughty. He was being naughty.
Was he?
Like he was not meant to put it. Like he apparently like the idea was there was a song.
Yeah.
That he liked, the monkey liked, but he kept playing it, so Ross had gotten sick of it.
Okay.
So yeah, the whole like joke was, and Cam will be able to back this up, I think, was that Ross was telling Marcel the monkey not to put the CD in or the tape in, and then he does it anyway, and then they just start dancing to it because why not?
Oh, okay.
Why not? Just enjoy yourself.
Just enjoy it while it's there.
Them ones where it's happened now.
Yeah, we're talking about In the Jungle.
Oh, yeah.
Mighty Jungle.
In the jungle, the mighty.
Yeah, I think I've seen that clip, but I haven't seen Friends, and so I don't really know.
You haven't seen Friends?
I've seen like enough of it to know I didn't like it.
I doubt that because it's a great show.
But yeah, anyway, on to the weather.
How was your 2 weeks? You didn't say.
Oh, my 2 weeks. So I mentioned a bit before that I ran yesterday. So I've been running, exercising quite consistently.
Jeez.
Calves are dead. Thighs are non-existent. Like every part of my body is screaming. I don't know why people do this, put themselves through. It's funny though, because I was like, there was a time where in life, and this is obviously being a child, where like you didn't need to mentally, like I need to physically, mentally prepare myself to go and run and stuff. Like when I was a child though, or like in school and stuff, and you had to go and do PE and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was just so casual. You just go from maths to PE like that. Like it was not even a thing. Like for me anyway, I know some people probably were like definitely like that kind of, oh God, PE's
I'm
next.
ill, what if my kid at home?
Yeah, them ones like, oh no. Especially when it was like, had to do like the bleep test or like when like running was the order of the day. Because I remember there was a couple lessons, PE lessons where we just ran.
Yeah, bleep test is horrible.
Bleep test was fun.
I have fun doing it now, but in school I hated it.
You've done it.
I've done it a couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeesh.
But like in school, I think I did it, and I was like, I just don't want to come last. And I'm stopping. So that was my feeling. I'm not coming last. I'm stopping. Like this is ridiculous.
Did you ever do the? Was it Insanity? The like workout tapes.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that?
I did. Yeah, I was died.
Yeah. It was nuts.
It was hard.
Crazy stuff.
I almost died. I was not ready for it. So I feel like that workout's for people who's in shape already.
Yeah, it's not. It's like marketed as losing weight and stuff.
It's
There's no way
not.
you're keeping up with it
There's
if you're not in shape.
Because when you think about it, when you look at the people who are even doing it,
Yeah.
They're all fit.
they're all well fit. It's not even fit.
Like
they're
military,
well fit.
like-
Yeah. Like who, I can't remember what her name was, but it was the one chick that was always like, he would go and like talk to them and stuff.
Well, the Asian one,
Yeah. I think-
Tanya.
Yeah. And it was always like, how many of these did you do? I did 1,789,000. It's like, okay, Tanya, calm down. But yeah, I did Insanity, but literally, like, there was one time where I think I almost passed out. I was like, nah, that's it, I'm done. Like, because I was trying to that was when I was trying to put on weight as well.
Yeah.
And I was in uni, so I was like trying to get better calories in because I'm doing it on the Insanity course or whatever, doing the Insanity training. So like I needed more calories.
Did you ever do it in high school though?
No.
They made us do it in high school for PE.
Yeah, I don't think it
The
existed
workout?
when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Oh, mad.
I don't think it existed
Yeah,
when we were in
probably
high
not.
school, to be fair.
Not that much ago.
But yeah, I enjoyed going back to the bleep test. I enjoyed the bleep test doing that, like in high school. Now I think it would be hell, but in high school I was like, I'm ready to win.
Yeah.
Like I won it a couple times, and when like I was the last one, I'm like, yeah, I'm not stopping. I'm still going. I'm going to push myself. No, it's never showing up. Is I'm a push myself to our limits. You know, like I'm a Saiyan warrior.
Super Saiyan.
I'm a Saiyan warrior. Like I need to
You
break
think
past my
Vegeta, I am a
limits.
Super Saiyan now. Plus Ultra.
Yeah. I need to break past my limits, be better than I was yesterday. But yeah, I think I won a couple times. I didn't always win because there were other guys that were like on job as well. But yeah, I was like, yeah, let me do this thing. Like, beep, beep.
It was fun at first when you started. It's so slow. It's like, just walking it, beep. And it's okay fast. You're like, it's like I'm not doing this for much longer. Can't be asked anymore. I'm done.
Yeah, it's like it's horrible because as it gets faster, you get tired of it. It's getting faster, so you need to run faster. But you're already tired because you've been running for like
And it doesn't even just go 1, 2, 3. It goes 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 1, and 1.1, and it just feel like it's going on forever.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been running. So my body is in like bits right now, but hey ho. Got to run tomorrow, 7 a.m.
Ugh.
We'll see how that goes. What else have I been doing? But other than that, yeah, no, been chilling.
Have you? Chilling, eh?
What else have I done?
Well, it's hot. How are you chilling in this heat?
Oh, do you know, I was chilling, man. I did literally. I said to you that like the worst part about those 2 days was being here in the flat. Like, so I was going to the office and there was AC in the office.
Yeah, of course.
But even outside of that, traveling to the office and traveling back from the office was not bad. Even on my lunch break on both days, and I take my lunch about 1 o'clock, I went outside deliberately, willingly, as a choice. And I went outside and I took my book and I read my book in the shade. Because it was not bad. Like, it was extremely hot. I'm not going to tell you it wasn't hot. It was extremely hot. But it wasn't bad. I would not advise people to have been out there all day. No. But like, half an hour in the shade, minor. Traveling, you know, I think for about 45 minutes it takes you to get to and from work. It was fine. Hot, sweaty, sure. But it wasn't a problem per se. For me, anyway, personally.
I swear I walked to the station and would just been like, finish me. I would just been, I'm coming back. I'm
You just walk slower than, just do everything slower than you would normally.
I ain't got time for that.
I have to walk fast as fast as I possibly can. As fast as I possibly can.
I don't want to hear that from you.
When I'm walking,
I don't want to hear that from you.
No. Wait, let me speak.
I don't want to hear that.
Let me speak.
You're the last person I want to hear that from. Like, absolutely not.
You walk faster than me. Your highest speed is faster than my highest speed. Chill out, man.
My highest speed is not faster than your highest speed. When I walk with you, I walk so slow. Like, I'm so slow.
When I'm walking with you, I'm also walking slow.
Yes, because you want to be you're trying to just piss me off.
I'm not trying to piss you off.
No. I don't
want to be walking.
I hate.
And only because if I was by myself, I wouldn't be walking. And if I was walking, I'd probably be walking faster. But I don't want to be walking. The only reason I am walking is because I'm with you, and that annoys me. And so I'm walking.
Can you hear this bad man thing? He was like, if I was by myself, I'm walking. I should be walking faster. So I'm walking slow because I'm walking with you.
No, like I'm walking slow because I'm annoyed that I'm walking. Because I don't need to be walking. I could be on a bus.
Of course you need to be walking. What do you mean? Where's the bus? I know
the bus stops right outside our house.
Bez, he's talking about obviously the walk from my mum's yard to the tube station. Obviously you've done that walk.
Yeah.
And you know the bus we're talking about as well.
Yeah.
That bus is not coming. If the bus was coming, we'd be on the bus. You're acting like I go, let's not get the bus. That's not what happens. It's the bus is in 20 minutes. You choose to leave
at a time when the bus isn't coming.
No, the bus is in 20 minutes. I'm not waiting 20 minutes. We're ready to leave. Let's go. We'll be at the station in 20 minutes. And then we're not at the station in 20 minutes because he decides that he wants to walk for 40 minutes instead.
Why are you lying to the people?
You walk so slow.
I don't walk so slow that it puts that... Well, first of all, you don't walk with me. You walk ahead of me.
Because you walk too slow. I can't walk that slow. I physically cannot walk that slow.
Do you miss a train? Do you miss a train?
Yes.
No. I get there, the train's there. You have to stop at a traffic light, you have to stop to cross the road. I'll catch up to you. When you have to stop walking, I catch up to you.
About 3 trains.
No.
Right, I'm telling you, right, we catch the 4th train. If it was me by myself, right, I would be 3 trains ahead of you. At least. You walk so slow, it's ridiculous.
I don't walk so slow.
Cam, it is physically impossible for me to walk as slow as you walk. Like, well, if I tried, I would just stop. I would be stood still.
And what you have to remember,
I'll be doing Drax, I'll be doing Batista.
What you have to remember is that your legs are you have longer legs, so you have a longer stride, and you're you're a fitter person than I am. So, and you walk to work. You used to take that route every single day. You would walk that route. Mm-hmm. I don't have to go anywhere. And when I do, I'm not going somewhere where I need to walk there. I can get on a bus. I'm going to get on a train. Someone's going to drive me there. So I don't have to walk that much. So I'm extremely unhealthy, extremely unfit. So that's why I walk so slow.
You know, it's easier to walk next to our mum. That is the one next to you.
I'm done. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go home. This is not necessary. I'm leaving.
Full context, my mum is like 5'0", really.
I still walk faster than her though. If she walks with me, I will leave her behind.
Then why are you being the voice man when it comes to me? Like,
I told you why.
You got a funny.
And the only thing walking fast does to me is it ruins my by the time we get to the train, my calves are destroyed. If I walk fast or at a faster pace.
All right, but you know what would stop that from happening?
If I did it more, but I don't have to. I just told you, I work from home. I don't have to go anywhere. So what do you want me to do?
Get up in the morning. Go outside when the sun is shining, even before the sun starts shining. I walk. We live near a canal. Walk along the canal, taking the swans and the ducks.
I'd rather swim in it.
And oh my days, it's gross. That's actually gross.
I can imagine that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm joking.
Oh man. I don't even know how we got
did we
there.
get here?
Yeah, exactly.
The walk to the station in the heat. That's
Oh
what it was.
yes, so you just walk slower than thing, and he was saying,
Walk slower than Cam.
and he was saying he's got places to go. That's why he walks quickly.
And yeah, also it depends on where I'm going. If I'm going towards my home, I will walk fast because I want to be home. And once I get there, I can sit down, whatever my body's feeling, I can wash that away because I'm in my house. If I'm going out somewhere, I want to feel good when I get to where I'm going. And if I'm walking fast, then I'm not gonna by the time I get to where I'm going.
Next time we're jogging to the station.
I would rather do that, honestly.
That would make no sense.
Because walking, I've told you multiple times, I tell everyone in the family, walking takes, or for me at least, the amount of energy it takes for me to walk and get somewhere at a good pace, it just does more to me than if I was to just run there. Because I like to get places quickly. I don't like the travel time between home and wherever I'm going. And walking is just, it doesn't feel right because it's really slow. But if I want to do it fast, it takes a lot out of me. I'd rather just run, take all my energy away, but get there so much faster. And that's why I'd rather run, jog, ride, whatever. If I could roller skate places. Nah, that's useless. That's still too
You
slow.
gotta do the 100x.
That's running, man.
I mean, fair enough. Obviously,
Like, if I could ride everywhere, if I could skate places, I would do that rather than walk.
I do feel like walking is one of them ones where it's an annoying speed because it's like if you're going fast, it just feels like you should be running because it just feels like, I feel like, yeah, you feel like you're putting more effort in to walk fast than it is to just run.
I don't know. I don't know about all that.
Because I think when you're jogging, you're bouncing along, whereas when you're walking, you're actually like, you're stepping.
Yeah.
So it's a bit less to your legs to bounce than to actually plod.
I don't know about all that. You are not talking my language right now. Like for me, walking is just like, obviously I'm a walker. Like, don't get to it. I walk literally like everywhere, more or less.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I've been a walker as well for like a long time. Like probably about since secondary school. Like year 10-ish, year 9, year 10, when I decided that the bus was long and I just started walking to school instead. For the most part, like I would get the bus. I would walk to school and get the bus home with like people like you and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like going to school, I was like, yeah, there's no point. Like I might not see anyone, so there's no point in actually going and getting on the bus. So I'll just walk. And then from then, yeah, always more or less been a walker. Like if the bus is like more than 5 minutes away, then I'll walk to the next bus stop. Like if I have to get a bus, if like where I'm going is not in walking distance, and the bus is in 5 minutes, I'll walk to the next bus stop to pass the time, kind of thing. Like, whereas I'm sure Cam especially, he's just gonna sit there and wait 15 minutes for the bus.
That's not true.
No?
I'm pretty sure I told you about a time I went into work like a few months ago where I was coming back and the 120 stopped in Southall and ended, and it was bare
Now
traffic.
just out here baying out the ends by going.
Oh, whatever. Bare traffic. And so I just started walking because I was like, I don't know when the next bus is going to come. So I'm just going to, if I have to walk all the way home because it'll be quicker for me to do that, then I'll do that. But obviously I got to the one of the bus stops further down and then another bus came.
Okay, fair enough. But that's because of traffic. Like I'm just saying, like if I just check my phone and there's no traffic per se, but my phone just says the next bus is in 7 minutes. I
wouldn't do that because what do you gain? If you're still gonna get on the bus at the next bus stop, you don't gain anything.
I gain not having to stand here and wait. I gain just being able to do something to pass that time rather than standing here or sitting on there and just waiting. Like I don't. I guess that's where we're different. I physically do not enjoy standing around. I'd rather walk. Like I don't have the patience to wait. Like I'd rather pass that time by walking.
I don't like it if I'm in traffic and I'm on a bus and I'm sitting in traffic. I hate that. I would rather be off the bus and then moving, walking. But if I'm waiting for the bus at a bus stop, then I'll just wait for the bus. Especially if I'm just going to walk to the next bus stop. If I was going to just walk all the way there, then whatever, I'd do that. But yeah, especially if I know when the bus is coming too, then I'll just wait for it. But if I have no idea, then maybe I'd do that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. If I wouldn't see the point in walking to the next bus stop. If I still get the bus, I wouldn't walk to the next bus stop if it's coming in 7 minutes. I would wait for the bus, but then if it's like, cause if I have to get a bus, if not, I would just walk home probably.
But this is also what I was saying, like, because I'm a walker and because I actually hate buses as well. Like, if I walk, I'm like, more time, if it's like 7 minutes, in that time I could walk like 3 bus stops.
Yeah.
And that's 3 bus stops less I have to be on this bloody bus.
True. That is true.
So, like, because yeah, like as you're walking, obviously, so if it's 7 minutes to the stop you're at now, you walk for 2 minutes, and because you've gone a distance, that 2 minutes is like, it only goes down 1 minute, so it's 6 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like, yeah, it's less time on the bus. I'm walking, I'm taking in my surroundings, you know, and I have to deal with dodgy people at the bus stop because there's always drama at the bus stop. Last time I was at the bus stop, these kids tried to beat up this drunk.
Did I ever tell you about the time when I was coming back from college and I was at the bus stop and I was just waiting? This must have been year 12 before I cut my locks. And some old black lady came up to me and was like shouting at me and trying to drag me to go to a barber shop and cut my hair. I was like, what is going on? I was just like, obviously she's weak. So I'm just standing there like she's trying to pull me. I'm just standing there like, what is going on? Looking at everyone around me like, just like, I don't know what's happening right now.
You did not tell me that at all. That's wild.
Yeah,
Was she going to pay?
I don't think that's the point. But I'm just like, I was so confused. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Drawing attention to the fact that I'm just in this space. Like, leave me alone. And then eventually she just walked away. Cause I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now.
People, like some people.
Was she like shouting at you or anything? Or just
Yeah. She was like...
Did you hear what she was saying or did you have headphones in?
No, I heard, because obviously I think I would have had headphones in, definitely, but I would have turned off my music.
Where she's grabbing you.
Yeah, because I knew she was trying to take me to a barbershop because that's what she was saying. She was like, I'm gonna go take you to cut your hair, like, and she was like annoyed that I had dreads or something. I don't know, but I was like, I don't know, man, this is weird.
That's wild. Did you tell anyone else?
I don't think so. Probably not. Because by the time I got home, it was like an hour journey to get home. I was like, I'm over it. I don't really care.
That's mad.
I would have gone with her and then put her in the barber chair. I mean, like, give her a 0 all over.
That is crazy.
Again, I don't know how we got here, but yeah.
Still walking to the bus stop, walking to the train station in the heat. That's still happening.
Oh yeah, that's why. That's what happened. Yeah. So
yeah, you were saying about crazy people at bus stops. That's how I got to.
No, I know how we got to that story, but about the walking.
Okay.
Yeah, the walking and everything. But yeah, no. So like for me, the heat was hot. It was damn hot. Of course, it was hottest hottest temperature in the UK ever. So yeah, that's
crazy.
The UK was hotter than 98.8% of the planet. I think it was
ridiculous.
Should not ever happen. Really. Bonkers, Cam. Like the only places hotter were pretty much deserts. Like the Sahara Desert.
That makes no sense.
Like,
so stupid.
Ridiculous. But yeah, like for me, those 2 days way better than your average winter day.
Nah.
Wrong.
Way better than your average winter day for me.
Your average winter day as well.
I'm not even saying the bad winter days are disgusting.
I really think this all comes down to just how much body mass you have. Because like, this guy is so skinny. Like he probably just feels the
Probably,
he feels the cold
yeah.
in deep in his bones because there's no protection.
I mean,
Because like when
And
we
then
were
the
out
sun wouldn't
like last
hit you
month,
as much.
and you were saying you and our nephew were saying it's cold. You two are so skinny. I touched your hands are freezing. My hands are warm, and I'm touching your hands. Your hands are actually cold to the touch, and it's not that cold out. I'm like, what is going on?
or
But
maybe we're just cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
Nah, I mean, to be fair, that's the science of it, obviously.
Yeah.
However, you lot are both still objectively wrong.
nope.
No.
Objectively wrong.
You'll say those 2 days were worse than. Well, you'd
Better.
rather have them than the average winter day, which is like average is not even is let's say 4 degrees.
Yes.
You're crazy.
Single,
fact-
anything
the fact
anything
that you
single
could put
digits.
layers on
Anything
is-
single digits, I am not for. So if we're dropping below 10, I'm not about
So
it.
you'd rather have 40 degrees than 9 degrees.
Yes.
You're a madman. You are a
If
madman.
it was 40 degrees like how it was, like in terms of the whole package, so sunny, like bright, sunny, long day rather than a long night. Like if I'm getting like the entire package,
Yeah.
and of course a lot of shade because it's very bright, very sunny, so you can find shade other than maybe about 12 o'clock. But for the most of the day, you can find shade. It's bright. Like, yeah, I'm taking that. I'm taking that over dreary, miserable 9 degrees. Like, who wants that? Who wants that?
Me. Give it to me right now. I'll take 9 degrees. Like,
Gross.
I'd much rather. I don't like going outside, but I'd much rather go out in the cold than in the heat.
a million times over.
Uncomfortable in the heat.
In the heat, you could. I don't know. I guess we'll never agree, but there's so much for me. Like I froze water bowls. Like I bought a 6-pack of water bowls, and for the 2 days, I put them in the freezer, and for the 2 days, I just had those with me. And yeah, when I was outside, I just had my ice water. Like, and again, it's only because these temperatures were extreme. If it was like a normal temperature, I wouldn't need ice water per se. I could just have like normal water, and that cools me down. And if it's getting really tragic, just pour a little over the top of your head. That cools you down some more. Like for me, you don't say, oh, you can't get colder. Like when it's cold, you can put on like layers. I physically cannot wear enough layers to not be cold.
That's a lie. You could very easily.
I physically cannot wear a reasonable amount of layers to not be cold. If you want me to just be wearing everything,
That's the difference.
wearing my entire wardrobe, then maybe I won't be cold. But like in terms of like a reasonable amount, like vest, t-shirt, jumper, coat,
And you're still cold on top of all that.
of course.
Yeah, you're
It's
cold.
not
You're
even
definitely
surprised.
cold blooded.
That's not even surprising to me. Like I have more time, and this is probably where I got the walking fast from, because I gotta try and get something going to get this, get my blood pumping to get this thing.
In the cold, I just get hot.
That's the thing. That's the same with me. Like I sometimes don't wear a coat because when you're walking somewhere, it'll just get hot.
Oh my!
I'd wear a jumper because you just get sweaty in a coat, and it's not nice.
Oh my god! What's the sweat about?
Because it's hot.
Nothing to sweat
It's
about.
hot in the jacket.
There's ain't nothing to sweat about. Like there's ice on the floor. What are you sweating for?
See, but that's like below zero. Is icy. If it's 9 degrees, I'm not even thinking about a jacket in that kind of temperature. I'm just wearing a jumper.
9 degrees is definitely coat weather for me.
Coat.
Coat weather, definitely.
Nah, hoodie.
Definitely.
Hoodie does the job.
Hoodie. Nah. This thing, like, I literally, most years, like, it's jacket season from, let's say, April. Like, I'll wear a coat fully up until March, April.
From December.
So-
Or from like
That's what I'm gonna go all the way
Okay,
around.
okay.
So let's say from end of March, early April, or probably more to the point, probably mid-April, late April. To be fair, that's when jacket season comes, and then usually more time I wear jackets, probably all the way up until like June, or well into June, just like a light jacket,
yeah.
and then with a t-shirt, no vest, t-shirt, light jacket, boom, like that. Then from like late June to end of August, about that's just t-shirt weather. Like, because there's usually no need for a jacket. Some days you might need to because it's whatever, but for the most part, t-shirts. Then from, September to October, that's jacket. And then from like November, back in the coat. Like, I feel like I wear a coat for most of the year. Like,
That's crazy.
Wear vests.
No. Unless it's hot and I'm wearing just the vest.
I wear vests, again, most of the year. So, like, when I first start wearing jackets in, say, April, I'm wearing a vest. The vest only stops when the jacket stops.
And if you haven't...
For the most part, the vest only stops, more or less when the jacket stops. So, like, I barely ever wear, like, I barely ever don't wear a vest.
So you rarely wear just a t-shirt and, like, jumper or something?
So, t-shirt and jumper, nah. I'm probably more likely to wear a vest than a jumper. Like, I might do a vest underneath a jumper rather than... it's either, vest, t-shirt, jumper, or just vest, jumper. Like, unless... it's just like it's a balancing act, but I just never want to be cold. So, like, I always make sure that, like...
I'd rather be cold than be hot, though. Because when you... Like, okay, so take your birthday, for example. That's end of June, when we went to the restaurant.
Yeah.
I think I was wearing a coat, like a jacket.
Yeah.
And that was hot. Like, by the time I got to the place, I was sweating. Like, I was like... I was proper just like, this is disgusting. Like, I should have not worn... I should have worn a t-shirt then, because I was just like... It was so hot.
Okay, but take your birthday when we went out to Shoreditch.
Yeah. I was wearing the same jacket, by the way, that day.
Okay. But I was cold. When we were in the queue for Corner Shop, I think it was, which we didn't get into.
Yeah.
I was cold that entire time. I was like, yo, can this queue be moving? Like, this is just all kinds of long.
Yeah.
And I think I had a jacket on as well at that time. Like...
I think you had a coat, didn't you? You had gloves, you had a hat. You came fully stacked for that one.
See? And I was still cold. I I specifically remember being in that queue.
You need to eat some food.
Like, sorry?
I said you need to eat some food.
I fully remember being in that queue like, nah, mate, this is too cold. We need to get this queue moving. And then he was like, I'm not coming in tonight, lads. I'm sorry. I was like, all right, cool. Let's find somewhere else to go because it's cold.
It's crazy because, like, the only thing that will ever get cold for me is my hands, and like sometimes my feet will get cold, but the rest of my body, anything that has protection, is fine.
You become too acclimated to this Babylon. You both need to go back home. Both of you need to
being able to survive in the cold.
go. You need to get on a plane. Send him on the plane. Send him home. Need to, yes, Cam.
But I can go to the Caribbean.
You should be going back home
also.
because you want that temperature. I'm gonna go there and suffer because it's over 30 degrees every single day of the year.
To get back in touch with your roots because this is outrageous.
Honestly, as long as I'm not sitting on a bus traveling to halfway across the country, I think I'll be fine in Grenada.
Yeah, that's gross. For me, that's generally the worst part of heat, when you're in an enclosed space that doesn't like that. Yeah, when you're in an enclosed space with a lot of people, that's when heat for me can get disgusting. But that's more or less it. Like, if you're in a place with like decent airflow, or there's not that many people, or there's aircon, then I think we're cool. Like, I don't know. That's one thing the UK needs more of is aircon, because when people like were like, oh, it's just summer, blah, blah, on Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, how do people in like this place without
they have aircon in the houses?
Like, they have aircon, like literally, like Grenada, like aircon. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Ghana, when you go Ghana, aircon. No. Peak.
Not the places I've been.
Peak. When I went to Ghana, we had aircon. Definitely.
You stay in hotels and that.
Stay in hotel.
Well, you know, where did you stay in Ghana?
I stayed with my mate's uncle's house.
Oh, okay. They had aircon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we don't have aircon. We just have fans and
stress.
Aircon just makes inside livable. Like here,
it makes it cold.
But outside is fine.
Cold.
No, but the inside is the issue for me in England, because most of the time I'm inside.
Yeah.
And it's just uncomfortable to be inside, and then even
Go
if
outside and walk.
but
Get this walking practice in.
do you understand that I want to be able to? I want to have some fun, and to have fun, I need to be in my house. The things that I do that bring me joy, I do inside my house.
Do them in the winter.
I do already. What are you talking about?
So I'm saying, like,
So in the summer, I'm just not allowed to do anything.
you're not allowed. I'm just saying you don't have to do it all day. Like, go during to hours where it's bright and warm outside. Go outside.
For the last 3 years, I've been
come back.
stuck in my house because of this COVID. Got me working from
You could have
home.
gone outside and exercised in the park. We were allowed unlimited exercise. Remember, Boris gave us unlimited exercise. Even at the peakest of lockdowns, we had unlimited exercise.
Nah, it was like an hour, wasn't it, or something?
No, it was
It was
unlimited.
unlimited the whole time. I thought they had some restrictions in there.
No, there was no restrictions for exercise. Like, as long as you were outside in the park
Okay.
and stuff. Like, yeah. But I'm saying, like, literally, if you come back at like 9ish when the sun's set and whatever, and then you want to play and you could be just open a window, or whatever. That's fine. That'll be cool.
But it's
Open your
still
window.
hot.
Open a window.
It's still hot.
It's still very hot.
Open a window.
Even
That doesn't help.
Even yesterday, probably today when I get back home, it's still going to be
On
hot.
Monday,
Drink some cold
you've opened the window.
Do you
It's
think
still
I
hot.
drink a
cold
I-
beverage. And
You
open a
remember
window.
that I exclusively drink cold water.
I say cold water's not even nice. Cold
Cold
water's
water-
Cold
horrible.
water
bad,
is the
horrible.
best tasting water, and that's all I drink.
This cold water's horrible.
Cold water's horrid.
You lot are different. Like. You lot are different.
Room temperature water
Yes.
is the one.
I used to be like that.
so
I don't
crisp.
like it no more, bro.
Yeah, man.
Cold water does bits, man.
Nah, but I'm just like, I do think it is I think more often than not you'll find it's a body shape or body build like makeup thing where like skinnier people obviously tend to just enjoy the warmth and larger people tend to enjoy
cold. Cool.
the hell on earth.
The hell on earth, you know. No, hell on earth is hot. Hell is hot. Hell is 40 degrees in England. That's what hell is.
Nah, I don't think so.
And I feel like England or specifically London just doesn't have enough wind and breeze to make the hot.
Yeah,
bearable.
definitely. Like in terms of that level of heat, like 40 degrees, like 40 degrees in Grenada would be a lot more tolerable, just generally, than 40 degrees here. Simply because Grenada's a small island,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, sea breeze.
sea
Everywhere
breeze.
you go, yeah.
Like literally sea breeze everywhere, which is fantastic. And I think even like African countries and stuff, like or at least the ones I've been to, like just their makeup allows for more, more breeze kind of thing that kind of keeps you kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not massively cool, but kind of cool. Whereas England, the heat just kind of sits there and it's very humid as well.
Yeah,
which
because
makes it even worse.
if I'm in a place where it's a little bit of breeze, if I start sweating, that breeze and the sweat will cool me down.
Mm-hmm.
But in England, you start sweating, you just get sticky.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And it just makes your environment even more humid, which again, the heat just sticks there, which is gross.
And like just being on a train or something in the heat as well, just is like, it's the worst nightmare.
I'm just saying, being on a train when it's cold is even worse, actually.
No.
There's mad times like when I go radio, because obviously I go radio through the winter and stuff as well. And I can't tell you how many times when I used to get the tube home, like Central Line, and it would get to White City, and I just want to cry. Because like underground is okay.
Yeah.
But then it comes up and then like just every time it stops and the doors open, I'm just like, motherfucker. Like I just like literally just like, come on. Like no one's even getting off here, it's late. Like just go to my stop.
I don't feel like I've ever had an issue with it being too cold on a train before.
Too cold. Like it's consistently too cold in the winter. Consistently.
I'm trying to think about it. I've obviously outside there's been times where I'm like, it's cold. But On a train, I don't think I've ever had a period where I'm like, nah, it's too cold on this train.
Chapping, like because I'm not moving as well. I'm just
Yeah.
sat there. I'm just sat there in the corner, like arms folded, just like trying to just, like sit as far away from the door as possible, like just to keep away from that. Because that's when England knows how to do breeze. Is when it's cold. So then the cold air is just blowing up.
Do you fall asleep if you're cold?
No,
What about you?
It depends on if I'm like,
I'm
would
more
always-
likely to fall asleep if I'm warm.
I will literally pass out just from it being cold. I remember when we used to go to like ALD in Birmingham and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you sit underneath a vent,
Yeah,
I pass out.
sleep
Yeah, I just fall asleep.
cold.
Yeah.
That don't make no sense.
Like I don't know. I just reach top tier comfortability and then I just fall asleep.
Like for comfortability, you know.
Yeah.
Like for me, if it's warm, I get tired, but that's due to like dehydration and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like it's just that's science. I don't know.
I would have thought being cold would be the opposite. 'Cause
Yeah,
your body
it
would
keeps-
want to like
keeps you up.
move to keep you
Straight
warm,
up.
sort of thing.
I don't know. This has happened to me all my life. If I feel like a breeze or cold air or anything, I just start to feel sleepy and will likely fall asleep.
Yeah, nah. For me, I can't focus. If it's cold like that, I can't focus. Like if there's a breeze or whatever, like that's what's preoccupying my mind at that point now. Because I'm like, and that's just not conducive to falling asleep. Like being like, oh, I'm so cold, it's too cold. Like having that thought in your head is you're not gonna fall asleep like that.
I'm just with the heat. It's too hot, and you just trying to get comfortable and trying to find a place where it's not that hot. So you take the covers off, and it's still just hot. And then you try and just like move around a bit, and it's still just hot.
Like I had no issues falling asleep Monday, Tuesday. I literally conked out. I thought I might have issues, but I literally conked out. The only issue I had was obviously waking up dehydrated. So
Yeah.
but then you just drink some water, you're fine. But like when it's cold, I can't fall asleep until the bed warms up.
Oh no, I like getting in bed when it's cold.
Yeah.
I can't like I get in the bed and it's cold and I just have to curl up and like I have to.
Do you enjoy
and
that?
Then, no, I don't.
You're describing like a perfect night for me right now.
Yeah, get in bed, curl up, wrap the cover around you a little bit. Like,
Funny how opposite we are.
so crisp.
But I'm like, I'm curling up because it's too cold. Like I like sleeping like extended, so I'm curling up because it's too cold. So I'm trying to concentrate the heat, and I'm just creeping my legs, just creeping, like trying to extend it. So creeping the heat along further, and then I pretty much can't sleep until my legs are fully extended and the bed is warm, like warm enough. And now I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable. I can drop to bed.
I was gonna say I was trying to do the thing you were talking about last week, where you just go to bed and not watch anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did it a few days last week, or most of last week actually. I did it, and then it came to this week, and I was getting in bed, and I'm there, and I'm trying to sleep, and I'm sweating, and I'm just like not falling asleep. And I'm like, I have to watch something to get to sleep now because
Yeah.
I'm here thinking about how sweaty I am, trying to find the perfect position to stay
not sweat.
cool, but it's just not working. And then I ended up regressing. But hopefully I can get back on it.
But how was it when you were doing it?
When I was doing it, I was falling asleep a lot quicker than I thought I would. I'd get in my bed, I'd be like, I'd think for like a few minutes about how I'm not watching anything.
Yeah.
And then I just fall asleep.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, so for me, it gets similar to you. I thought, like, so I listened to audiobooks, but I thought that change was just going to keep me up because I was like, when I watch stuff, I kind of like watch a lot. Most of the time, I watch stuff that I've already seen, or that I'm not necessarily too invested in.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm choosing audiobooks. I'm choosing audiobooks that I kind of want to listen to or whatever. So I was probably like, is this going to keep me up now? Because I'm going to be like straining to make sure I'm hearing everything or whatever. But now I was falling asleep fine. And again, it's a similar thing where like I was adjusting to the light of it because obviously, or rather the darkness of it.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm just so used to like having a screen projecting light that like the dark, just how dark it was, it's just weird. But yeah, no, it's good. I've slept up a few days, but most nights now, I sleep with just audiobooks or nothing. Just a couple of days, just do nothing, and I just feel like it just gives you a superior. It literally gives you a superior sleep, in my view, anyway.
I used to do audiobooks as well, Like when I had nothing to watch, I'd do an audiobook. And I did find myself like straining to hear, and I also like would put a timer on for it to turn off, and then once the time was done, I'm still awake.
Yeah.
So now I gotta get it going
That's
again.
never happened for me. So I do like a 15-minute timer, and I've always been asleep. And to the point, I've always been asleep quick enough that when I go back to it the next day, I have to go back
Back to
like,
the beginning.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't heard any of this. Like, I need to go back to where I was yesterday because I ain't heard none of this. But what you said about thinking about how you're not watching anything, it's funny because today I walked into town to go to dry cleaners, and I didn't look at my phone at all, and I was on my way back from the dry cleaners, and it dawned on me that change from when I first started like walking without looking at my phone and stuff. Like a lot of my thoughts was, you can't look at your phone, you can't look at your phone, you can't look at your phone, you can't look at your phone. But today at the dry cleaners, it was only when I came back, I just realized like I haven't even thought about the fact that my phone's in my pocket. Like, or there was no desire to check my phone. And it's just funny how that can just change in like your mentality. It's like, yeah, there was no, and I was like, oh, that's kind of, I was like, oh, I didn't even notice when that switch happened from you can't look at your phone, you can't look at your phone, you can't look at your phone, to just accepting that I'm just walking without looking at my phone, and this is just what I'm doing, and it's just normal now. Interesting. But yeah.
Have you tried it, Bess?
Nah.
He's not involved.
To be fair, I did the last few days when I was going to work and stuff. I didn't play any PlayStation before bed or anything like that. But I did watch stuff still. But I was only watching stuff.
That's the same thing.
No, but that was one. You said one thing.
What?
Just watch it. So I didn't like. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't playing anything. I was watching stuff.
No, when you're going to sleep, the one thing is that you're going to sleep.
No, but no. So I went to bed with nothing on. But other than the game of the day, I was watching the football because I fell asleep with the football on.
Okay, so what you saying?
My lead up to bed was just watching.
So
something.
you watch stuff, you watch something, and then you turn it off and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad. But the problem is with that is the whole blue light stuff.
Yeah.
And like that's it. It doesn't. Your body's not getting into like sleep mode because your eyes are being stimulated. But it is definitely better than also playing PlayStation at the same time.
But
that is an
I
improvement.
had a very good sleep yesterday, and I played PlayStation and watched stuff last night. And I went to bed at like 2. I woke up at like 9, and I had a great sleep.
That's a random one, man.
Yeah.
You'll get
This is what I'm saying.
I'll hit you back tomorrow.
This is what I'm saying. I was about to say like that's one of them. That's one of them
anomalies.
Yeah, like, but yeah, like for me, it's just like like these. I proper thought I was gonna do these sort of things. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it for like a little while as like a detox, and then I'll just be back to normal life. But then it's just like, do you know what? No, like just no. Like when I tell you, like waking up wise, it's just been so much better. Like this morning, today, Saturday, my alarm went off at 7 o'clock. I got out of bed 7 o'clock Saturday. Can't remember the last time I don't think I've done that in my adult life ever. Like going up at like I have nowhere to go, nowhere to be, nothing to do at 7 a.m. It was just my alarm went off. Why'd you have an
alarm on then?
Because so I put my alarm clock on. So because of the whole thing about not using your phone, so like I'm trying not to use my phone first thing in the morning.
Okay.
So I got my alarm clock out and was like, all right, cool. Rather than having my alarm on my phone, I just have my alarm clock. But my alarm clock is busted. So you physically can't turn off the alarm on the clock, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So to turn off the alarm, I have to physically unplug it.
Yeah.
Because, So, or what I used to do when I was at my mum's is I would just set the alarm. So like for the weekend, I'll set the alarm at like 2 p.m. or something like that. So like and then like at 2 p.m. I just turn it off and it comes on. But I was like, do you know what? Let me just leave it. And let me see what happens when it goes off at 7. It went off at 7. I woke up, I got up, and went into the kitchen, had breakfast, went in the shower, and then got my day cracking. And I'm like, do you know what? I think there is a method to the madness with people who say like having a consistent bedtime, a consistent get out time it's good to have that kind of routine. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to stick to it because I have just too many random things going on in life. But where possible, why not?
Yeah, I do feel like I will read comics at some point soon. So I'm like, I might just do that before bed rather than watching stuff. So I've got loads in there that I need to read.
Infinitely better. Like when I tell you, like that is infinitely better. Like because literally the whole blue light stuff is just not good for going to sleep at all.
Yeah.
Like, people say that like reading is good. So whether it's comics or like an actual book or whatever, that's good. People say that's like the best time to meditate I can't do that because I would fall asleep while meditating and it's just not the one. But yeah, it's interesting anyway. Did you do the eating thing as well or no?
No, I thought about it multiple times and I'm just like, I can't. Like I will get my food and I'll start to walk upstairs to my room and I'm like, should I watch something? And then I sit down and I'm like, I look on my screens and I'm like, I have to put something on. Like when you told us about it last episode, I was like, I should just eat in the kitchen or in the dining room or whatever at the table, because then unless I bring something down with me like my phone or my tablet, there's nothing to just because when I sit down at my screens, I can't just have them there just not playing anything and I'm eating. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and do that and try and just start eating in the kitchen.
That's one thing that I can't really say that it has been a benefit per se, like, or at least not a tangible benefit that I can think of. But I don't mind doing it still. Or I've again, like with everything that I'm talking about, I've slipped up once or twice since I've done it, of course.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've been going back to doing it simply because I don't mind. Like I've started to not mind just sitting with my thoughts, because yeah, it's literally just like I'm eating the food and I'm like, obviously, like you take a bite, it's like, oh, this is nice, or oh, this ain't hitting the way I thought it might, or whatever, like it is. But then after that, you're kind of like just with your thoughts and whatever you're thinking about, like, and I'm getting to a point where I think I was saying last episode where like my thoughts are just too crazy and too manic all the time, and it was just kind of overwhelming. But now I'm getting to a point where I don't mind. Like if they've calmed down, if it's slowed down, so I can sit with my thoughts while eating and it's not crazy. So I don't necessarily need that distraction to be like, yo, like, so I can calm my mind down, because my mind is quite calm, because it's just, if you generally stimulate yourself a little bit less and just target, you kind of do target stimulation, because like when you're watching something, you're watching something.
Yeah.
Or when you're on your phone, you're on your phone. But then when you're not stimulating yourself, when you're eating or when you're going for a walk or whatever, give your mind a little space to breathe. It's interesting. Anyway. But yeah, we actually haven't gotten to any of the topics we said we were going to discuss.
What's it called? The heat and winter one was one that we was going to get into.
Yeah, but I mean...
You didn't give us your bullet points and notes and that on it, or did you?
You man are crazy. That's what it boils down to. You man are crazy.
I mean, the only thing I'd actually agree with you on, though, is the day length. That's the only thing that I definitely prefer in summer.
Yeah, because that seasonal depression will clot you.
That's the only thing.
I never experienced that one.
Bro, I swear to God, after like, I don't think it used to happen to me per se, but after COVID, right, when we were like locked up and stuff, the two winners we've had since then, 2020 to 21 and then 21 to 22. Yeah. The two winners we had, both of those, that seasonal depression hit me, because it was like, now I'm going into the office, like the world is mad. I'm going into the office, is dark. I leave in the office, is dark. The world is doom and gloom. Like, and everything I've seen is doom and gloom. I ain't seen no sunshine. I ain't seen no, like, it's cold, which is not my cup of tea either. I ain't seen no animals about. There's no birds chirping. There's no, like, it's just, obviously it doesn't send me completely spiraling, but like, I just know that like in the summer, like my mood is just a bit more chirpier, a bit more perkier when I get to see the sun. Like,
if I look out the window and it's dark, I smile to myself. Just a bit happy. Just a bit happier.
no, but that's fine to me as well. But context is key. If all I've seen today is darkness, that's not fun.
When you're going to work, and that's when your whole day is gone and you haven't seen any daylight, then it's just horrible.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
you wake
It's
up
just
and
horrible.
it's dark.
You wake up, it's dark. You leave. Sorry.
That used to hit me in school as well, though. Like when you finish school or college or whatever, and if you go in, it's dark. You finish, it's getting dark, and you're just like, this is just.
Yeah,
This is shit.
To be fair, you're right. Actually, thinking about it, like those walks home, like when you because you're leaving school and sun might be setting,
Yeah.
and then like by the time you actually make it to like your home and you're like walking up the road or whatever, and yeah, it's like it's pitch black, the day's gone, like. Because I'm thinking about it, I can remember playing out a lot more in like more like spring, summertime when it was light, like. In terms of playing out with neighborhood kids and stuff, like I don't know, Cam, you might remember differently to me, but
I honestly don't remember.
All right, yeah. I guess on that note, we're gonna get into our next song and then have a little break. So yeah, this next song's Central C, Doja.
How can I be homophobic? My bitch is gay. Hitman in a top try, see a man topless, even a stick is gay. Hugging my brothers and say that I love them, but I don't swing that way. The man them celebrate Eid, the trap still running on Christmas Day. Somebody tell Doja Cat that I'm trying to indulge in that. In my grey tracksuit, see the bulge in that. See the motion clap when you're throwing it back. These females planning on doing me wrong, so I'm grabbing a dome at the Trojan pack. Post a location after we're gone, can't slip and let them know where we're at. I don't know about you, but I value my life. Cause imagine I die, and I ain't made 100 M's.
And we're back. So yeah, that was Central C, Doja. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? How'd you feel?
yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Send out to Central. I can't even say his name. Send out to Central C.
Central C.
Yeah, send out to him. Tune's all right, man.
Yeah.
Said some outlandish things, but it's decent.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
But yeah, like I think we said we'll come in here, we'll do an update since we are the politics podcast, the number one
and only.
We said we'll come in here, give an update on the Conservative Party election. Obviously, we talked about it last episode, and I think at that point they hadn't even decided like who was going to make it in yet.
Nah, we had like the polls on the bookies favorings.
Yeah. So and random people, Nigel Farage was there, like
Yeah.
all kinds of so now it's been narrowed down to two. So they had a selection process. It's been narrowed down to Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss.
Let's go.
Just.
You support Truss, yeah?
Do you not
That was
remember?
this guy.
That was the one I said
last week.
last ep.
He said he
She's a
trusts.
calamity, my guy.
I don't care. I don't care about any of this.
They're both
just picked a random
calamities, though,
person.
aren't they?
I mean, he's a well put together calamity. Like he's the calamity that people will look at and be like, he's clearly not a calamity. Look at him. His hair's well done and his tie is tied properly. And he speaks so well, you know, like in the Boondocks when Huey's like,
Yeah,
and it's like, you
he's
speak so well. Round of applause. That's Rishi Sunak.
I saw him saying something about how he's gonna like save the economy and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But wasn't he in charge of it before?
Yeah.
So how's he now gonna say?
He had to make tough decisions because of COVID and stuff like that. And it was unprecedented 1 in a 100-year event that he had to deal with. So it's not his fault. But now he's going to fix it.
Okay.
So he says. But yeah. But to be fair, what he's saying, I guess we can give an overview, like a somewhat of an overview. On the economy, Liz Truss is basically saying that she's going to cut taxes and she's not, well, she says she's not going to cut any services, like public services, which would mean that she would probably have to borrow money if she's doing that. which would increase the national debt.
And weaken the currency or anything like that.
It would just weaken everything.
Yeah.
Which is basically, her thing is obviously, people need money in their pockets, so if we tax them less, they'll have more money in their pockets. But also we can't stop providing services, because obviously people are in tough times right now, so we can't stop providing services. So we should borrow more.
Where do they borrow money from?
From themselves. It's not that complex, but it's kind of complex. But it's kind of like, I don't know. Imagine, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. Like, imagine you took money out of your savings account.
Yeah.
But knowing that, no, that's not really a good analogy.
Is it like using an overdraft or something? Or
it's kind of like using an overdraft, except the overdraft is to yourself. Like
okay.
it's like a weird thing. So like, yeah, well, I guess you can kind of say it's like an overdraft, but imagine that the overdraft was a debt to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they're not borrowing from another country or anything, they're kind of inventing more money. And then saying at some point we need to uninvent this money.
Okay.
That's kind of how it goes. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of like we're creating more money to pay for these things, but we can't just randomly create money like that.
Add it into the influx of money.
That causes its own problems of its own, and thus at some point we will need to take this money back out.
Yeah.
And that's why Rishi Sunak is saying it's irresponsible he thinks it's irresponsible to do that right now where the economy is. So he's saying he's not going to do any tax cuts, but he's not going to cut any services either. But he's basically not going to do anything. He's just going to balance the books. So he's basically saying we borrowed a lot of money already during COVID times. We need to deal with that. Then, and at the same time, hopefully somehow deal with inflation and all of that sort of stuff. But his plan of action is more or less to not do anything. He's just like, we all got to knuckle down, tighten our belts, and just, this is what it is.
He's like, Boris had the right idea, but I'm the one to do it.
It's not even Boris had the right idea, it's I had the right idea, because it was him until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I guess he made the choice before. He's
he's more or less sticking by it.
with it. Okay, but then I guess with Liz's idea, she would have to increase taxes
Liz's idea would be terrible. Rishi's idea is not great. Liz's idea, I truly believe, is bad. Just bad.
What would happen
Because, all right, so when you talk about tax cuts and stuff, everyone benefits with that to some degree, but obviously, again, tax cuts will always benefit the rich more than they benefit poor people. Always, regardless. Then, in terms of like borrowing and stuff, that could make inflation worse. When there's more money circulating, the value of money goes down, and if the value of money goes down, the value of goods against money goes up, which causes price to go up.
Okay.
So
the inflation currently is due COVID, like borrowing more money, or just general inflation.
I wouldn't say it's to do with that. I think it's just. I think that is because of just all the random stuff that's happened with like the gas and Russia, like invading Ukraine, and the gas prices going crazy. And just like various other things that's happened, like all the supply issues with like truck drivers and stuff, getting this to here and that to there, and all of these random things. Like I feel like they've all kind of snowballed into each other. Okay. And like I think all it was is that at first it was like this price rose over here, like the cost of like gas, for example, or petrol, like this is rising, and then somewhere down the line, someone who runs a company that has like a lot of truck drivers or something was like, oh, the cost of petrol's gone up so much that I need to put the cost of like the product that I'm using now to kind of offset this petrol, and boom, boom, boom. And then he does that, and then the next person is like, okay, now this thing that I'm buying from him is gone up, and I think it's just all snowballing, just based off of like just various things. So I think COVID plays a part, but I think the invasion of Ukraine plays a part. I think Brexit definitely plays a part as well. The reason why it's so bad here as opposed to it's bad everywhere kind of, but it's so bad here. I think that all kind of plays a part. So yeah, I don't know. Like I wouldn't say I know what is a good idea to do right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think Liz Truss's plan is a good idea at all.
It's one of them ones that I think just sounds good to everyone.
It sounds good because it's tax cuts.
Yeah, and everyone likes tax cuts.
Especially conservative people. They love a tax cut. But it's like, how can you... And I'm like, you can't cut taxes and not cut services. Because...
taxes pay for services.
Exactly. Exactly. And if you're saying that you're going to just borrow money, it's just irresponsible because... like when you do that, the consequences, you're just delaying the consequences. You're not, she's basically saying, oh, the situation's so terrible right now, we'll deal with it later. But it's like, you can't do that. Like, you're just going to make later even worse. Like, later's going to be peak.
Yeah, we're just in a mess. Either way.
For me, I guess probably because of my politics, I would be like, okay, we don't cut taxes. But instead, what we do is we take money from the army, we take money from the police, we take money from just various things that I do not value personally, and then put them into places that I do value.
Yeah.
So like, people are struggling to get food. We have stupid amounts of food banks in the UK right now. Maybe, I don't know, we take money from the police, and instead of having food banks, we subsidize, I don't know, something
like food stamps sort of things.
Maybe something like that, or like we do some kind of scheme that can get people to eat. I don't know what it is, but we take money. So rather than cutting taxes, we keep the same amount of money coming in. We just spend it differently.
Yeah,
that would probably be my way of doing things. And that's based off of about 5 minutes of thought.
What happened to like the windfall taxes? Because I thought they were like taxing the ultra rich people or anything and all that sort of stuff.
No, I think Labour was saying that we should do that.
Labour, okay.
I think they basically said hell no.
Right, okay.
I think Boris Johnson and the Conservatives were like no way.
Yeah,
no
Rishi's
way.
one of them, so he's not doing that.
that.
He's like tax himself basically. It was millions and millions.
Again, but again, that would be something that I think, if you're going to do something as these things are dire right now, we need to do something right now. I think that's a right now action.
Yeah.
So in saying, we're not going to tax you like this all the time. We're just going to tax you like this right now because A, you're making more profit than ever.
Yeah.
Which is also a cause of inflation, by the way. Because A, you're making more profit than ever, and B, other people are struggling right now. So we're going to skim a bit more in his profit, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's the help, it's just for the greater good of society.
Yeah, the people need help.
Yeah. So we're going to do this, and this is going to be a one-off. And boom. And I'm like, yes, okay, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
But the conservative argument against that is that if we do that, then businesses are going to leave the UK. And if we take their money away, then they won't have money to invest and better their business and blah, 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 blah.
Didn't like Starbucks and like Google just start paying taxes or something as well? It was after like, they should be paying heavy taxes.
It's so true. So many companies don't even like incorporate in the UK. They just incorporate in like Ireland.
Isn't that how Rishi's got all his money? Because he's this bank's in a Swiss country or something like that, so he doesn't get taxed or something along those lines.
I think he had something like that at some point as well. It's brazy.
It's so corrupt.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't care who wins at this point. I thought Penny Mordaunt might win. She came third, essentially. I thought she might win. not because I thought she was any good per se, but I just thought because she was just a bit, she was low key, but not so low key that no one didn't know her. But also different enough and separate enough from Boris that I thought she would get that whole clean break type support. Like you just need a clean break from Boris. But it said Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak are both Boris's G's.
Okay, was Liz part of the
she still is.
cabinet? She's one of the people still
Rishi
in
resigned. She's still there. She was the foreign secretary, so she's the one that stood up to Putin when he invaded Ukraine, and she said, "The UK, we will not have it. We will not stand for it."
What did we do? What did we do, Liz?
we apparently we supplied Ukraine with some weapons and stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
And we made a lot of speeches about Vladimir Putin's aggression will not be tolerated. We said that a lot. It will not be tolerated. That's but yeah, and she's still doing that.
Okay.
So she's still part of Boris's government now.
Has Boris backed anyone, or is he just stepping? He's not really.
He didn't back anyone. He threw some jabs. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
So he hasn't actually endorsed anyone. He hasn't actually said this person or that person, vote for this person or that person. But he, in his speech, I think his speech, the first one after when he resigned from Parliament.
Hasta la vista, baby. That one. The one before that.
Actually, no. Sorry,
Did he say that?
He did say that, yeah. That one.
Jesus Christ.
It's nonsense, isn't it?
Everyone's
It's something different, man.
Bro, politics is wild, man. And Keir Starmer was like, I wish him and his family all the best. No, tell him to suck his mum. On your way out, it's been suck your mum while you're here. It's suck your mum on your way out. No, I wish, we've had just, I know we've had our differences, but I wish you, no, it should just be smoke. If it's on site, it's on site. Nah. But yeah, in that speech, with the Hasta la Vista baby speech or whatever, he basically said, my successor, whoever that may be, should do X, Y, and Z, and the third, and basically listed everything Liz Truss has been saying.
Okay.
So he's basically endorsing her without saying he's endorsing her.
Okay.
Which is how these people play politics.
Yeah.
He goes, whoever that may be should do insert this person's entire manifesto. the entire plan.
Yeah.
Man said, whoever that may be should basically do whatever
Liz says.
Whatever Liz said, and whatever Rishi said, don't do that. But yeah, I'm like, we need a general election.
When's the next one? 2024? Mm-hmm. That's still a while away. So yeah, that's the thing, whoever comes in is still conservative, so it's not going to change anything really. But then, even if we get a general election, is Conservative not just going to win again?
Right now, predictions are saying that Labour would probably win.
Okay.
Not by much, but they would probably win. But I don't believe, for me, that doesn't feel like much better right now. The Labour Party, I've had so many battles with the Labour Party, in terms of do I vote for them? Do I not vote for them? It just feels so pointless voting for them sometimes, because I'm like, you're supposed to be better than this. For just me, you're supposed to be better, but for the most part, you don't show yourself to be better.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer's just the worst, blood.
Even his name just sounds
so dead. So dead. And I don't know what he stands for, what he doesn't stand for. He's just a wet wipe. Literally, man is just there, blowing in the wind.
But then I guess the thing is that if you vote for anyone else, what's the chance of them actually winning? If you vote Lib Dems, it's so unlikely.
Dead.
So you might as well just vote for Labour.
Might as well just not vote.
Or I would probably vote. I don't vote. I don't think I voted once.
Yeah.
And that was because of Jezza.
Jeremy Corbyn. But that's what I'm saying. So that era, I didn't find Labour wasn't perfect. I definitely wouldn't say they were perfect. But that era of Labour was a Labour that I could say, but I'm voting for this Labour. I want these lot in power. Like,
Yeah.
I can specifically say, yes, I wanted those lot in power. That group of Jeremy Corbyn and his group of his team that he had underneath him, like Diane Abbott and like people like that. I was like, yes, like boom, let's get those people in power. This lot, Keir Starmer, I'm like, I don't necessarily want you in power. I want the Conservatives out of power, but I don't necessarily want you in power. I don't think you're going to be much better. Man's whole thing is like, oh yeah, like we're going to get more police on the street. Like, bro, I don't want that. I definitely don't want that. Like, oh yeah, we're the party of law and order. Blood, I do not want that.
Who wants that? who in their right mind would want more police on the street?
They're trying to out the conservatives in some areas. Like,
okay.
So they're trying to be like. So they're trying to go like, under Priti Patel, like the Metropolitan Police Department and other police departments, their reputations are the lowest ever. Blah, blah, blah. The Labour Party, we restore our police services to their rightful. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bruh, no. I'm glad that people are waking up and seeing the police are dead and have always been dead. Like, but hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, we're just in a mess. We're in a mess and there's no way out.
Country's gone down the pan. No, it's always been down the pan.
We're just going further into the pan.
Yeah.
Just diving deeper.
But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I think they're basically, Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak, they're basically going to be more or less campaigning from now. I think they're doing another debate on Thursday evening, I think. Did you either of you watch either of the debates happen?
I thought they didn't turn up for one or something like that.
There was meant to be one on Tuesday, but they pulled out because the debates have been bad.
Oh, okay.
The debates have just been bad for the Conservative Party. Like,
yeah.
One, everyone looked incompetent. Like,
they are.
Everyone looked incompetent, kind of out of touch as well. Like, there was I think one of the debates, the guy who was sharing it was like, is Boris Johnson an honest person? Yes or no? And they were all like, well, you see, the thing is...
political
yeah. You see, Boris Johnson has made some mistakes. I think he'd admit that himself. He has made some mistakes and he's apologized for mistakes. I asked you if he's an honest person, yes or no. No. But I'm not gonna, no, there's not a yes or no question. No, I just said yes or no, do you believe he's an honest person? Well, I'm not gonna answer that. I'm just gonna say he's made some mistakes, he's admitted to his mistakes, and he's leaving office now. So I think that draws a line under it all. And it's like,
okay,
cool. And Rishi Sunak was like, yeah, me and the Prime Minister, we disagreed on a lot of things. And yeah, so ultimately I chose the decision to resign from his cabinet and step away from my close relationship with Boris Johnson. Bro, I actually feel honest. What is that? What are you talking about?
It's like he had a planned answer for hearing the name Boris Johnson in the question and was just like, here's my chance. I can finally give my answer to just anything about this Boris Johnson guy. I don't care what the rest of the question is. I heard the name Boris Johnson, and so I'm going to reel off this thing that I have planned.
But that's literally, you're not wrong, because that's literally how politicians answer questions. Like, they go in with their talking points already, and then they get asked a question and they give you their talking points. And their talking points often only vaguely relate to whatever the question was that they asked you. And it's just like, yeah, it's literally like, oh, I heard that buzzword that you said, and here I'm gonna give you the answer that I prepared it before I got here.
Yeah.
And so the answer doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the
whole question.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a response to your question. I'm saying what I came here to say. This is what I came here to say. This is the answer you're getting. And you can reframe your question, rephrase it, whatever. All you're getting from me is this response that I'm giving.
What's the point?
It's foolishness. But I think one of them, Tom Tugendhat, who he came fifth overall because he got eliminated. But he was the only one. Is Boris Johnson an honest person? He shook his head no. He didn't say anything. He just shook his head no. It's literally like how he just did Cam. It wasn't like a forceful shake. It was just just one of them subtle.
It's like
no.
Sorry to say it, but no.
Yeah, them ones. I regretfully,
Respectfully, no.
Yeah, and like you got a round of applause. Round of applause. Yes.
I know. I think you said about it before. Like they have a politician's kind of friendship or those things, so they can't say anything bad about the person. But if Boris is leaving and Rishi's resigned from his party, can't you just say like, "Nah, he's a fucking dickhead"? Like
he's not resigning. Like Boris is not leaving the Conservative Party. Rishi Sunak's not leaving the Conservative Party.
just
Boris Johnson.
cabinet.
Rishi's left the cabinet. Boris Johnson not being prime minister anymore does not mean that Boris Johnson does not have any allies in the Conservative Party.
Ah, okay.
So coming out and saying, like, it's kind of like, say me and you had a falling out.
Yeah.
And, say me and you had a falling out. But that doesn't mean that our friends that we share have in common don't like you anymore.
Right.
And then if I just start going around bad-mouthing you,
Yeah.
our friends that we have in common might start looking at me like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's
Okay.
wrong with you?
Makes sense. Yeah.
You lot have had some disagreements or whatever, but you lot used to be boys.
Yeah.
Wherever. We all got to work together going forward.
Yeah.
Can't be running around bad-mouthing, man. Like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
yeah, that's how it kind of...
So what? Yeah. So there's no way they're really going to get a straight answer on that kind of question then, because then it's very unlikely, because they have to protect themselves.
Yeah, like Kemi Badenoch, her answer was sometimes. Is Boris Johnson honest? And she was just like, sometimes. And I was like, what a cop-out answer.
Innit? Sometimes good, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes maybe good, sometimes. Yeah, nah.
That's just an answer to the question, does Boris Johnson lie? Yes, sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
Is he an honest person is a totally different question.
Okay, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, it was just bad because the claws came out a little bit, like meow. They were getting a bit catty. But the thing that we have to remember, or they probably should have had to remember, is that this was a display to the entire general public. None of us have a vote in this election. It's only Conservative Party members. But here you are basically bitching at your teammates that we will have a vote on in 2 years.
Yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like, imagine like the Arsenal football team, Bez, were deciding who was going to be like team captain.
Yeah.
And it was just members of the squad, the staff, whatever. Those were the only people who were allowed to vote. But the candidates for captaincy were giving speeches in front of like the entire fandom. And then just airing out
dissing
dirty
each other,
laundry.
yeah.
And just dissing each other. And it's like, hold on a minute, you're the same team. Like, and as a fandom or people who are invested, like, you're now going to be like...
None of you are captain of my club. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of you are like worthy to be captain of my...
Yeah.
Like, I want someone who's going to be able to bring everyone together.
Yeah.
And here you lot are all slinging mud. Like, if like Saka was there, like saying like, Martinelli... Like when we go on our like trips to Europe and stuff and we get to share a hotel room, he's always snoring. Not that they share rooms. Like they definitely got too much pee for that. But like, yeah, Martin and he's always snoring. Like, well, Saka, you wet the bed.
Wow.
And you'd be like, get these clowns out of my club.
Yeah.
Like,
Both of you go. You need to leave. No, you're the captain. Both leave.
yeah, exactly. And
Okay, yeah,
that's what it's looking like. It's like it's just looking like they're just out here tearing each other down. And it's like one of you is going to be prime minister,
Yeah.
and none of you are looking good right now.
Okay. Why do they air this? Why don't they just do it like behind closed doors, but in front of the Conservative people, have their chats, debates, whatever. Write it down on a blank piece of paper, put it in a hat, vote the votes sort of thing, and then do it that way.
Because the UK, for some reason, has decided that they're going to beg and act like they're American. Literally, we did like political debates in terms of like political parties and stuff. Did not exist here until 2010. I think the first one was in 2010.
Oh, wow.
And that was Gordon Brown, David Cameron, Nick Clegg. That was the first debate we had because in America they've done them for tying.
Yeah.
And it was just
That
all
triple
about
threat.
it was all about
main event.
SummerSlam. But yeah, it was all about that sweet TV money.
Okay.
That's
That's pretty much
and
what
it's just
now it's a thing.
yeah, and now it's the thing, and it's people say it's we're people who don't like it say we're importing the nastiness from American politics because that's, and to be fair, it is. But also, I feel like British politics needs to be nastier, not in the debate slinging mud kind of way, but in the Parliament stuff when they're all like my honourable friend, like like, and they're not allowed to say like someone lied. They have to say he was mistaken or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, bitch, you lied. Like, you should be able to say, no, my man lied.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say he was mistaken. I know he lied. Everyone knows he lied. Me coming in here saying that he was mistaken is, I'm lying. It makes me look bad because I am lying.
Yeah.
But
And everyone knows I'm lying as
because everyone
well.
knows I'm lying. Everyone knows brother lied. Say he was mistaken. Like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Someone just needs to sneak in there real quick. Like, just do everything right, and then once they have a stage, just do everything wrong.
Yeah, throw it out like quickly.
How long do you think you last in debate if you did that? Like, if just everything they ask you, you're just gonna just speak the truth. The
thing that baffles me as well, right, is that well, it doesn't baffle me because I do get it. Like, if you just stick to your pre-prepared talking points, the people that you're trying to talk to will pick up on what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I always try to remember about politics and politicians especially. Like, when you're listening to someone and it sounds like they're just not saying anything of value, or they're not directly answering a question, or they're just way off base, they're not talking to you. They're talking to just someone else. Like, in terms, it could be talking to someone, like people based in the north. They could be talking to rich people in the south, in like Cornwall and stuff, like retirees who have large pensions and stuff. Like, when they're just sticking to their talking points and not necessarily answering questions or telling the truth, the full truth or whatever, it's because they're targeting their answer to specific people. And it's frustrating. It's so frustrating because it's like, it's just not real.
Yeah.
But that's politics at the end of the day. Politics is not real.
It's not real at all. It's a show. Cinema.
It's so weird how like it is politics is life, but also it's just so fake.
Yeah. And these people, we have to let them take control of us and lead us to the next age.
Who agreed to this?
The
What
Queen.
do you mean? What do you mean who agreed to this?
Who agreed to this?
Not us, of
How
course.
did we get here?
Slavery.
Well, that's our story. How did you get here, Smith?
Ask my mum.
Colonization is the word.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like government, like this government. Who agreed? Like, who alive agreed to be to this system of governance?
Surely it was the Queen. The monarchy must have done it because they would have ruled the country beforehand, wouldn't they? And there would have been no government. Then a point must have just came in when the government just decided.
Do you mean who alive chose to continue the way it is, or
Not
what?
chose
Just
to
form
continue. I'm saying who gave their consent for this.
Well, everyone involved, apart from the general population.
Everyone involved apart from so politicians.
Yeah.
That's a fair answer, but I'm talking about the general population. I'm saying, which one of us has consented? Like, why do we listen to why do we listen to these people?
I mean, who knows? You're born and then
You're born and
You follow the rules that are
and
dealt.
you have to follow the laws that already exist.
Yeah.
That had nothing to that existed way before you were even thought of. And had nothing to do with you.
Yes, you're born and then you turn 18 and your parents say go vote, and then you go vote because that's what everyone
Even
does.
if you don't vote, you still have to follow the laws.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to. It should be like, if I vote for Labour and Conservative win, then I'm not following their rules.
Yeah, not my.
That's not my government.
Not
Not my government. That's exactly that. That's not how it should be. It's chaos.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
It would be semi-controlled chaos.
How?
I mean, apart from people who follow one set of laws interacting with the other people,
Yeah.
once you're in your own camp,
It's
it'll
calm.
be fine.
Yeah.
Nah, you'd be in jail so fast for not paying taxes. Because when the Conservative Party just increases taxes, and I'm not paying it, Labour would have reduced it, then you're in jail straight away.
No, but you live by a separate group of laws. So you
So
don't go to jail for
Like,
you can't go to jail for Conservatives' rules.
Have you not seen In Time, that movie?
No.
They basically have different. It's more money based. So if you have the more money, they have different like lots. So you have poor people in this area, then like middle, different like kind of gated areas, and so it'll be like that. Like to the Labour government, the Lib Dems, the Conservative, Green Party, and all just where you vote, you get moved into that camp.
It's kind of like what's that movie called? Divergent as well.
Yeah.
Where like it's kind of like based on your person. Oh, well, you've
Yeah.
both seen it, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it,
too
but I
well,
know
but
the
But yeah,
concept.
based on your personality, they basically put you into
It's like
basically.
5 camps.
Yeah, I think it's 4 or 5 maybe separate groups who kind of live together and they organize their lives a certain way, whatever, and it's all based on your quote unquote personality.
Yeah.
And that's how they literally their groups are completely different because it's just all structured by their personality. They all have different rules and different like values and stuff like that. It'd be literally like that.
yeah, let's do it.
Chaos. I don't know, man. Like, it's what I was asking though. Anyway, is like it's an impossible question to answer, but it's like how is the government legitimate? Because no one alive has actually said they want to be governed in this way.
But
I think the
people who
fact that,
vote.
yeah, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
think the fact that people participate is consent.
But more often than not, the amount of people that participate is less than 50% of the population.
Okay, well, I
No,
don't
is
know
it? I
that.
don't know. I thought it would be majority.
Food for
But
thought.
does that include people of age to vote?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So whenever you hear about voter turnout, it's only people who are of age, and sometimes they'll even tell you it's people who are registered. So there's more people. So it might be more people who are of age that haven't even registered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so I mean, I think that because I think that is the answer that people. That's if it's less than 50% of people who are actually voting, then people are choosing not to partake and therefore don't care or don't want it to be like this or whatever. So I say down with the government.
Get rid of the Queen. Get rid of the monarchy.
Damn.
Abolish the
With
government.
them.
Abolish the.
Nah, I'm just saying I want a revolution. And then again, this is why the Labour Party, like, I can't fuck with them entirely. I remember Keir Starmer or someone, one of them, like, someone asked them a question, and like his response was, "Well, no one wants a revolution." And bare people on Twitter were like, "Actually, Keir, hang on a minute there, sunshine. Like, a revolution might not be too bad, you know. might be just what the doctor ordered, you know. Like,
Just have gigs as the Prime Minister.
why not the landlord? Yes. Cheese. Nah, man. To be fair, I'm like, it'd be interesting if someone started a new political party. I don't know why Jeremy Corbyn didn't. I feel like he should have. I feel like now, I mean, he still could. I just don't feel
Pretty
like
late,
he'd have as
isn't
much
it?
traction. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like when he had that whole thing where he got more or less booted out of Labour Party, rather than what he's still trying to do.
He's trying to get back into Labour, isn't it? Yeah.
Trying to get back in proper. Rather than doing all that, he should have been like, well, fine.
Start my own one.
Let me just start my own thing. Because A, a bunch of Labour people would have left and joined him. So it would have been legitimate. B, he was very popular at that time. He's still quite popular, but at that time he was very popular. So he would have had decent amount of support from the public. Not saying that he would have overtook Labour or Conservatives.
He would have got some traction.
Or even, I don't think he even necessarily would have overtook the Lib Dems and the Green Party, but it would have been
Surely Green Party would have taken.
the Green Party. Yeah, the Green Party have supporters like die hard.
Okay.
But I reckon, at first, at least, it would be UKIP levels, like Nigel Farage, UKIP levels, at least to begin with.
Yeah.
And I feel like I feel like with the vibes that he was on, I feel like the trajectory would only have gone up.
Yeah. Should have done it. Don't know why.
I don't know why he did it.
Why is he going to be in Labour? Just do his own thing.
Because the Labour Party has just historically just been what it is. And to be fair, the last non-Labour, non-Conservative government was like 18 something or whatever, something stupid. So
Is that a party that's even around nowadays?
Liberal Democrats.
Oh, Lib Dems, okay.
So and then outside of the big three, because it's the big three, but the third one is really not all that big.
But Lib Dems got tied with, was it Labour?
Conservative.
Was it Conservative? A few, maybe 10 years ago or something?
So you talk about the coalition with. You're talking about
It was a hung parliament.
you're talking about the coalition.
Yeah.
It was Conservatives and Lib Dem. They joined in the coalition.
All right, so they didn't. I thought Lib Dems got a large portion of the votes, and that's why they tied, sort of thing.
Nah, it was more or less a tie between the Conservatives and Labour.
Oh, okay.
Conservatives had basically in the UK we have the first past the post system, which basically means the first party to get a certain X amount of seats, I can't remember how much it is, they are able to form a government. Neither Conservative nor Labour reached that threshold.
Right.
Conservatives were closer. So the Liberal Democrats, who had a Y amount of MPs, said we will basically join the Conservatives to make it past that threshold.
Yeah.
And we'll form a government together. But the Liberal Democrats were a distant third.
Okay.
Our entire lifetime, the Liberal Democrats have always been a distant.
Okay.
I don't think they're even a distant third recently. I feel like the SNP probably is more considerably third, just because of how dominant they are in Scotland.
Was that Scottish National Party?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nicola Sturgeon and all that. Independent Scotland. When an independent, I can't even do the Scottish accent.
Haggis.
Scotland.
Willie from Simpsons.
Simpsons, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Marcus Rashford for PM, yeah or no?
How long
Did
do
you
you
say
go
Marcus Rashford what?
For PM.
for PM? I mean, I would have before yesterday. Been all for it.
What happened yesterday?
There was a video going around on Twitter of him on a podcast or something, and he was chatting to Daniel Kaluuya, LeBron James.
LeBum James?
Ooh.
I'm joking. LeBron's the GOAT.
He's coming on the podcast, man. I tweeted him the other day. I was waiting for the response.
Maybe I just need to goat him here. Be like, MJ's the GOAT. LeBum, LeFraud, LeMickey, LeDamn Shame. LeDamn Shame. When I saw LeDamn Shame, I was dying. I was like, how can you call a man LeDamn Shame?
It sounds like it's not far off his name.
It's not far off his name.
The damn shame. The damn shame. But yeah, Rashford was on a podcast with them lot, and he was talking about racism and stuff in the UK, from what I gathered, and he was kind of saying about when, obviously, everyone knows what happened at the Euros last year, when they missed their penalties and obviously got racially abused by the public, the fans. He was saying he understands it. They just want the team to win.
He was trying to explain it away.
He was defending them.
He was giving it He was trying to rationalize.
He was giving them excuses, giving it reasons for them to be racially abused.
He was comparing it to David Beckham's death threats.
David Beckham missed the penalty or got sent off, didn't he? That's what, so then he got death threats. So it's the same. No.
David Beckham shouldn't have got a death threats to begin with. But we could park that to the side.
That's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different conversation. Yes.
You didn't get you got racially abused because you're black, not because you missed the penalty. It's just like
exactly.
Whether you won or not, some people would still racially abuse them. So the way he was trying to defend that, I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
If them man had gotten death threats, and then if it was just death threats, like no one brought up anything to do with black people, whatever, like, or the fact that they were black. If it was just like Saka, Sancho, Rashford, people were like, you don't need to die, I'm going to kill you, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then it would be, you know what, it wouldn't be, you know what, they just need to, they want to win. It's still bad, but then you could say,
they're so passionate.
they're just, not even that. Then you could compare it to Beckham and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then you could even say, do you know what, because Beckham got it as well, maybe we can't say that they're racist. Whatever. It wasn't because we were black. It was because we missed our penalties.
Yeah.
And that's why we were abused. But the abuse was specifically racial.
Yeah.
Like, specifically racial. You can't explain that away.
No. Just because you missed the penalty, that means it's okay?
Nah. Trash. And I hear what Daniel Kaluuya was saying. Like, when he was like, that's why I found it hard to support the country. I was like, fam. Bro, I almost never support England in a tournament.
Nope.
Like
never ever. Even I remember when we watched the 2002 World Cup in school and they lost to Brazil, and I was laughing because I never even then did support England.
I was like, Brazil, yes.
Ronaldinho,
I was that whole time. I was like, yeah, Brazil. That's my team, my country. Yeah, like literally, I could tell you every tournament, like international tournament, I could tell you who I supported, and none of the times it was England.
I can't lie, this Euros, I did get behind them. I wasn't supporting them, but there was a point where I was like, if they won, it would be nice. I was kind of feeling.
I was like, no. So if I wanted, my desire was
your what?
For
desire.
My desire.
Oh, desire. Obviously, desire. I was like, what's that mean?
my desire. What I wanted was, it was, to be fair, it was a fun time.
Yeah, like that's what I mean.
It's calm and
that's why I kind of bought into it.
I didn't buy into it. I was just like, I don't want England to win because that would be gross.
Yeah.
Just the levels of carnage in the street and stuff. The levels of carnage in the street was bad. Just getting to the finals.
Yeah.
Imagine if they won. Christ alive. But what I wanted, and I guess what I didn't get, was I wanted Sterling to do well, which he did very well.
He did, but it didn't matter.
But it didn't matter.
Because they were still putting Kane on the posts every time. Sterling was the one scoring goals.
That was wild as well. Sterling carried the team through pretty much the entire group stage and like the round of 16 match. And then
and you got Kane there with his arms out, like he's just scored the winner. Like he didn't score a goal until maybe like literally the round of 16 or after that.
Yeah,
it's called I feel like his first goal was like a penalty or something.
Yeah. And then I think he scored a hat trick against was it Ukraine? They beat 5-0 or something.
There was someone stupid. But yeah, so I wanted Sterling to do well. I wanted Saka to do well as well. Starboy Saka. Like I wanted Rashford if he came on. I wanted to do well. I wanted the black players to do well.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want anyone else to do badly per se, but I just wanted
if anyone's going to do well, it's them.
Exactly. Yeah. And then I guess when it got to the finals and it got to the penalties, and like who took the first one? Rashford. Like in terms of the black people.
Yeah.
When Rashford, I was like, oh god. I literally, because I was watching it with a friend of mine, and I was like, I literally just turned to her and I was just like, I really hope he does not miss this penalty because this will be peak if he misses it.
Yeah.
And then he missed, and I was like, uh-oh. And then Sancho stepped up for the next one. And I was like, oh no.
He can't also miss, surely.
I was like, oh no. Like, I was like, this boy ain't kicked a ball the entire tournament. This is not going to go well.
They was literally subbed on to take penalties as well.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it. Like Gareth Southgate subbed them on to put them in the fiery line like that. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Even if they are your like best penalty takers, that situation doesn't.
Which they're not.
Too much. Like, that's too much pressure.
I think Harry took the first one, didn't it?
I think it was Maguire. I think did the first one. Harry Maguire.
When did Kane take?
I mean, Kane took the second one.
Why would he take the second one? That don't make any sense.
Because Maguire's penalties, Maguire banged his penalty, he broke the camera of his penalty.
I feel like it might have been the other
Might be
way
the other way
around.
around, and Kane took the first one, and Maguire took the second.
Because I'm just thinking logically, I feel like Harry Kane captain.
Maguire's is captain.
Kane's captain. Kane was
okay.
captain. Kane was captain. So I'm like, you're the captain, you're the striker,
Yeah,
and you're a good penalty taker.
yeah. So it probably
Like-
was Kane, then Maguire, then,
And then probably Maguire next.
and then it was Rashford, Sancho, Jaden, and Rashford, Sancho, Saka.
Sancho, Saka, who's never taken a professional pen.
I was so upset when he stepped off. After them two as well, I was literally so upset. He played so well at tournament. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan,
Yeah.
Saka's from ends. Like,
when Saka stepped up, my heart sank because I
Literally.
knew what was happening. I was hoping that what I envisioned was about to happen didn't happen, and then it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god, and I was just like, my whole thing was he's so young. Like, he's a young man. The pressure of the
he
attack.
just seems so innocent as well.
Yeah, and I'm like, there's so much pressure on this one penny kick. I'm like, I was just looking at like flipping, what's his name?
Henderson.
Yeah, that's it. I was looking at like Henderson, like a big man like you gonna let a 19
He got subbed off. He got subbed off.
Oh, he was one of the ones.
He
that
was one of the
subbed
subbed off. Yeah. That's what, so he actually took off some of like Henderson's Liverpool captain, and he took him off to let like Saka take a penalty.
So
and,
Henderson, he took off Sterling, who I don't know, he was run ragged the entire tournament.
yeah.
But Sterling, I reckon, would be ready for that pressure more than any of them, man. Rashford,
Yeah.
whatever. He's got more under his belt than any of them, man.
Yeah.
But fair enough, he did do a lot, so maybe he was tired and deserved to rest.
Yeah.
But like, there was bare man that I'm looking at, like you grown men.
Yeah.
Like none of you just turned to the man and said, hold on a minute, boss.
Like you're letting the three youngest people, but Sancho's like 21. Saka was like 19 at the time.
Yeah.
Rashford's like 23.
Yeah.
And then you got like, Henderson is 30. Grealish, like 27, 26. Like, even like Calvin Phillips is like 24, 25. They're all older people who have more behind them and more.
Do you know what it felt like to me? Yeah, it felt like, you see when you're playing against like a kid on FIFA or something, and they get to penalties, and then or they know it's going to penalties, so they just bring on just bare attackers, regardless of their penalty stats. They just bring on attackers because they're like, oh yeah, they score goals.
Yeah.
So it's like
Southgate has no tactics.
and I'm
He's
like,
dead.
no, because
Dead
I'm
manager.
like, how did it not come up on the point of Saka? How did it not come up that this young man has never taken a professional penalty, and you're giving him the last penalty in the final of an international tournament?
See, what actually was what caused it is that in training, Saka bangs penalties in. Rashford, confident, chipping penalties. Sancho, banging penalties in. So Gaffer Southgate is seeing this in training and like, yeah.
Bro, did he just become a manager yesterday?
You might. He's an idiot. This is another reason I didn't want him to win, because of him. I do not like him. I've never liked him as a player, as a manager. I remember he managed Middlesbrough, got them relegated. As an England manager, I don't like him. Like,
Man said when the lights are off, when no one cares what's happening, they're banging in pennies. So like, let's just put them.
so they can do it when the lights are on. The world is watching. The whole world is
absolute
watching.
brightest, you know. Like, nah, that's shocking. Like, or if I was like, honestly, I would have been like to all of them. I would have been like, no frills, down the middle. Just everyone down the middle.
Pass. Just pass it. Don't even hit it. Don't even hit it. Just pass it.
Pass it down the middle. If the keeper saves it, then the keeper saves it. But that's better than you missing. Like missing, like the target.
Hitting the post.
Hitting the post,
Yeah.
missing the target. That's on you. Like, I feel like with a penalty, the bare minimum is you have to be on target.
Yeah.
Like, if the keeper saves it, he beat you. Oh, well. But if you miss, you beat yourself.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And the keeper goes the wrong way, but you've still missed it. It's just like, it's disappointing. And Donnarumma is a big guy. I thought he's an intimidating presence. Like, for someone like, he's quite a young goalkeeper as well, to be fair. But then, yeah, for someone like Saka, who's never taken a professional penalty, to see this big dude in goal, it's just like, everything, all the lights are shining in your face, everyone's chanting. I don't know if it was in front of the Italian fans or whatever. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter. If it's in front of the England fans, it's even more pressure because the guy, they're looking at you like with all their hopes and dreams. Like,
but then you have all the Italian fans like getting on
Trying
your
to put
case
you
and
off,
putting
yeah.
you off, yeah, and
Probably
racially abusing you.
Racismo.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like I didn't want Italy to win either because they're just like all right. So in that tournament, I was supporting France just
Yeah.
because the French are black.
Yeah.
The French are African.
They're
More to the
fully,
point.
yeah, African.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm picking them because they got the most black players.
Yeah.
And then they just self-destructed. And then after that, I was like, anyone but England, just because I live here, and it was just gonna be gross.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just imagining like the street parties and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not, and like just going past the pubs and stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, all the flags and stuff that you saw flying. And
Yeah, I'm not trying to prolong all of this. Like, let's.
Nah. Parades would have been,
it just would have been too much. So I'm like, yeah, dude. When I got to the final, I was like, well done. Just have a good showing. That's what I wanted. I was like, have a good showing, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
You know, drink it in, make the most of the experience. Rio Ferdinand, just enjoy it, like, and then lose.
Yeah.
And come home and you did better than anyone expected. So round of applause, whatever. And then just the worst possible thing that could happen happened.
Yeah, that was sad. That was a sad time.
And Rashford trying to explain it away is like, I hope he took in what Daniel Kaluuya was saying.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's no. Like...
There's no explanation.
Yeah. And he even said, and I'm glad he said it, he was like, I have an Oscar. I've won an Oscar.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because didn't someone say to him, like, oh, you think that...
Do you think you're above it now?
Yeah, because he's like, no. That's like, I'm walking down the street holding my Oscar. What's the police going to do when they arrest me? They're not going to, oh, you got an Oscar? He's like, still black. That's what he said. Dude.
Still black. Like, if they don't know who I am, I'm still black.
Yeah.
Regardless of how famous you are at the end of the day, there's people who are just not going to know you are.
I feel like in the police force, a large portion of them wouldn't as well. Like,
there was, I don't know if it was in America or here. I can't remember which one it was, but
there was something in Italy the other day. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, it wasn't in America. It was in Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big football. AC Milan. Big AC Milan football player.
Mm-hmm.
Stopped by the police, getting frisked up.
Driving a nice car and stuff, obviously, so they thought he was like a drug dealer or something.
Other police officer comes to tell him, hey, this is Bakayoko from AC Milan. Like, oh well, so what? I'm still gonna like kind of like as an explanation, he clearly hasn't stolen this car because he's an international like AC Milan football player. Like probably can afford this car.
You think so?
Yeah. Like it's kind of like, you remember when Jamie used to do his videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
Jamie used to just, because he used to get stopped there because he drove a nice car, and he's just a black guy driving a nice car around probably like the areas where he lives and grew up in like Tottenham and stuff.
Yeah. So
he used to get stopped there. So he used to just feel the police, and he's just always like, "Yo," it's literally like, and people they'll be like, "What do you do for a living?" And he's like, "I make music." Like, oh, really? I've never heard of you. Like that kind of vibe. Like, oh, I can play you something if you want. Like, and he was just like, yeah, like just always stopping me just because I'm a black guy in a nice car and you don't know, and it's just because you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Because I think he said in one of the videos, he said like, I feel like if I was a footballer, if I played for Tottenham, like this probably wouldn't happen as frequently.
Yeah.
And it's just because like, yeah, if in that realm they might know you a bit better.
Yeah. Like, I doubt like Aubameyang ever got stopped for his car or anything like that, because it's just people who know Aubameyang, they'll see the car and probably know whose car it is. They don't need to stop him or anything like that.
Yeah, but still, regardless, take Aubameyang and put him somewhere else, maybe in another country or something, still black.
Yep. Yep.
Ah, what a life. What a life. But yeah, I just hope Rashford's still youngish. He's not that young. I can't really give him that much bail for that, but still youngish, still got a long way to go. So I hope he soaked in what.
Yeah, got to think about that and just.
Yeah, I hope he soaked it in and next time doesn't say something so foolish.
Yeah,
because that's really what it is. It's just a bit foolish.
Yeah, I guess maybe it helped him.
Naive.
Maybe it helped him to deal with it, like thinking it's not necessarily a personal attack. It's just what the England fans would do.
I kind of feel like it's what he was told, like what people around him tell him as well.
The
I could fully imagine, like, like.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't worry, man. Don't worry, lad. It happened to Beckham too.
Yeah, like I could fully imagine, like, like someone like that, like I feel like that just would have been, everyone in football would have more or less have just been like,
probably,
like, the fans are just passionate, like, don't worry about it, keep your head up, like, they just really want you to win, like, and you know, if you come back and you show them, like, blah, 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 this won't happen again, like, blah, blah. It's like, no, we shouldn't have to, like, in order to be respected as a human being, you shouldn't have to perform well.
They don't deserve my well performance if they're gonna act. I don't like.
Fam.
What's the saying? If you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Deserve me at my best, fam. And this is why I'm like, whenever I ever hear of a black player or any player, like an Asian player, anyone who's deciding between playing for one of the colonial powers, so England, France, Italy, Spain, Germany, any of these, man, or a Caribbean country or African country, or whatever. I'm like, go home. Go home. Look at Senegal. I think a couple of them, man, could have played for France.
Yeah.
And they chose to play for Senegal. Or, I mean, they might not have made the French team. I don't know.
I think that's why a lot of them do it. Like, it should be really just because you should just play for your country. But I think a lot of them do it because they know they're not going to make the team that they want to play. So, like, Ghana, for example, got a whole bunch of players come and play for them now. Like, some Spanish players, like Lamptey from Brighton, he's English. Now he's there playing for Ghana now. Eddie Nketiah, I think he's going to come over to Ghana as well soon. I think it's just more because they're not going to make the national teams that they...
I mean, whatever the reason, I think it's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
But
improve your actual country.
But I do wish that the people who have the opportunity to play for the first team of, say, the colonial country, I do wish that they were like, do you not know?
They should, I think at this point they can't. I think once you...
No, I know it's too late now, but I'm saying going forward.
Like, people should see this and know what's coming if they... Because, all those countries, especially like Spain, Italy, France, like, they're even... They're probably not worse than us, but they're equally as racist. So, it's just... Yeah, and I'm like, for example, like, everything that Raheem Sterling had to go through, obviously it's way too late for him to be trying to change allegiances now. Yeah. But I'm like, I wonder if he actually thinks, you know, I should just play for Jamaica. Yeah. Like, you probably would have got nowhere on the international stage. Maybe you might have dragged them to, like, qualifications to World Cup to get bounced in the groups or something. But just, he wouldn't have had the hassle. No. Of, like, being English at his best and being a monkey black thug at his worst or whatever. Like, I'll never forget that thing when he got the gun tattoo and they were like, they edited what he said. Yeah. Do you not know about this? No. So he got the gun tattoo because I think his father was shot or something like that. Yeah. And he basically was saying that he does all his shooting with his legs, and it's like a reminder that he's never gonna touch a gun or something. Yeah. And the son added to, "I'm never gonna touch a gun again." And it's like, what's wrong with you?
That's so
That is
dumb.
not what he said.
just took the quote and
I just completely changed the meaning. Anyway, so to wrap up this episode's kind of... It's been quite an ordeal, this episode has been. But anyway, to wrap up, as we always do, let's do a quick what we're watching. Who wants to start us off?
I'll go first. Today I watched The Boys season 3. Pretty much all of it. I watched the first episode yesterday.
Out of 10, go.
8.
Out of 10,
How many
go.
episodes have you watched?
All of it.
Oh, okay. 9.
Out of 10, go.
8.5. So what I was going to say last week, if you remember when I always spoiled it,
yeah.
I was going to say, obviously, now they have the head popper as vice president. Like, so
because you're literally like, now they got.
If you had said that, I wouldn't have remembered. At that moment, it wouldn't have been a spoiler. But then when I started watching it again, I would have remembered and be like, "Oh, what the hell?"
Yeah. But so that's what I was saying. Like, it's left off in an interesting place. Obviously, we're comparing it to Lucifer last episode, but I was like, yeah, it's left off in an interesting place of like, how the hell are they going to deal with this now?
I was gonna say, when I was watching it, so I was just literally before I came, I was just watching the end of the last episode, and I was thinking to myself as it was wrapping up that I don't feel like it's actually made any steps forward in the story. But then I saw her as vice president, and then what Homelander does, and everyone's cheering for him. I was like, okay, so we have actually
That's
gone
a
forward.
meme format now as well.
Those memes make me laugh so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
Homelander
seen
memes
any.
all over Twitter. It's so funny.
But it's crazy. Yeah, I was. It's crazy that he just blew up the guy's head, and they were like, "Yeah, whoa, this is America, whoa!" That's crazy.
He's like, smiling, yeah.
He was like, he did it, and he was like, "What's
Oh
their
no!
reaction?"
Oh no!
And then they were
Yeah.
cheering.
And then the little kids start smiling as well.
It's like they like me.
Yeah.
They really like me.
And then also last night I watched Thor: Love and Thunder, which thoroughly enjoyed. Very good movie.
Out of 10.
Probably 8 as well.
I'll give it an 8 as well.
7. I don't. Yeah, not Ragnarok for me, but still.
Yeah,
quite
it's
fun.
not as good as Ragnarok, but it's still pretty good.
The goats are killing me.
Yeah.
It was just so dumb. At first, I was like, "This is gonna be annoying," but then I was like, "Nah,
That was my same reaction. I was like, this is going to be long. And then I was like, nah, this is every single time I was like, this is funny.
What was it? He said something like, we're going to eat them, and then they stopped. Then
Yeah.
he's like, oh, love them.
I didn't expect Jane to come through so early, though. I thought she would have been like a end of the movie surprise kind of thing. But
Yeah.
she was in it straight away,
Yeah,
which was a surprise for me. But yeah. And then I finished Lucifer, all of it now, which was interesting. It was like, whatever. The end is not
That's not
to my liking.
convincing me to come back.
It was a bit of a wild ride, though.
I think you should. I mean, as I said last week, I think you should. Or last episode, I think you should watch it. Even though, I mean, for me, the ending wasn't great. The whole last season wasn't too great. But it was only 10 episodes, so it's short. And then I also watched this show called Boo Bitch on Netflix. You may have,
I saw that pop up, yeah.
which was interesting. I think I watched all of it in one day or maybe 2 days. But yeah.
Is it good? Because I was going to watch it. I was thinking about watching it.
It's enjoyable, but it's also like a teen like flick kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, depends if you would enjoy that kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah. And I finished the first season of Slime Anime. Yeah, that's it. Which is actually a lot more enjoyable than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But,
I like Reincarnated as Slime.
Yep.
Good show.
I heard good things.
Yeah, I'll go next then. So I watched this anime on Netflix, Bastard something. So it was alright. It was a very like ecchi kind of anime. I wasn't expecting it, and yeah,
It's weird watching an anime as a grown man.
literally like it's not as bad as like Hunter DxD or whatever.
High School
DxD.
DxD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not as bad as like that, but like it definitely has moments. And it's just the guy's just like everyone just falls in love with him after he fights them, and then like their clothes, he pops up naked, their clothes get ripped off and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it was interesting. And then I watched Vinland Saga as well.
Oh, I've been watching that.
You're watching it. It's good. It's sick. Very good. Very good anime. I'm wondering what season 2 is going to be. Because yeah, it's
Oh, there's another season coming.
coming next year. Yeah.
I've seen. I'm only like, I'm not. Yeah, I think I'm coming up to episode 10 or something like that. So I'm
Okay.
not that far in. 'cause
Yeah, it's 24, yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
like, Askeladd, yeah,
Askeladd.
kill him. No, I'm like, it's weird because, like, from where I am anyway, Askeladd is like set up like he's the villain,
Yeah.
but they're making him so personable. Like from where I
Yeah.
am, like they're making him so like very like.
He's an anti-hero, I feel like.
That's not really what anti-hero is though, because an anti-hero is like a good person who does bad things for the greater good kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And like, I mean, I guess you can't.
I feel like,
Actually,
yeah.
no, because no, they're not really doing it. Like, they're doing it for money. Like
Yeah.
they're pillaging villages for money. Like they're like, yeah. But it's like,
But then I feel like with the way of the kid, like,
what he's doing with the kid.
yeah.
But
Because he could have just killed him, but
he's just letting him live and
letting him just train him up, yeah.
fighting
to kill him.
eventually. I mean, I don't know.
It's a good show.
I'm intrigued to see how that goes and whether he actually ends up killing them or not. I at this point I doubt it.
Yeah.
Obviously no spoilers, but at this point I doubt that he actually goes through with killing him.
Yeah.
Even if he bests him in a duel, I don't think he's gonna end him.
You'll have to continue watching and you'll find out.
Even though he's killed mad people, but I feel like it's one of them ones where in movies or TV shows or anything really, any kind of media, it will be like, they'll have a character kill 1 million people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when it comes to like the main villain, they'll
just
realize
can't do
killing is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, my guy.
You gone through to get here?
Yeah. You killed like the henchman outside and didn't even do anything. Like
there's anime that's come out on Netflix now as well. It's called Isekai Oji-san. Yeah. Yeah, that
I watched the first episode.
It's
as
good,
well.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not an actual
like
isekai.
granddad something to do.
Uncle.
Uncle from another world. It's not an actual isekai. It's like the opposite. So he's been in a coma in an isekai game for 17 years, and now he's come out of the game into the real world.
But he like still has his powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's quite funny because he's come on and they're having to get used to the world it is now. So like phones and Sega not being a console anymore. It was like quite funny. It's not in dubbed yet, it's only in sub, but it looks good. So, there's only one episode so far, but it looks good.
There's actually 3 episodes out.
Oh, they're free now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're not on Netflix though. They're only the first episode on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. So I saw the first episode online and then I didn't watch it because I saw it was coming to Netflix yet. So I haven't bothered watching the next 2 yet. I think that's about it, really. I feel like I've watched a couple movies or something, but I can't remember which ones now. So yeah, I think that's it.
So yeah, like I said, then I watched Vinland Saga as well. Well, not watched. I'm watching Vinland Saga. Haven't gone back to Lucifer just yet. Still reading Bullet Train. Very, very cold. Very, very sick. Can't wait for that movie to drop. I feel like they're gonna ruin it, but still, I want to see it.
It's got Brad Pitt.
That's already a ruining.
I saw the poster today. It's got like some Asian cast in it, which I thought they completely whitewashed it.
None of the main characters are Asian.
And they were side characters.
I could like none of the actual main characters are Asian. I could really tell.
Yeah.
Well, not even I could really tell. When I googled it, I saw the names of who's playing who, and like, yeah,
they're not the main characters.
Nah.
Okay. When's it out again? It's early next month, isn't it?
It's early next month. Yeah,
Like the 3rd or something.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I need to finish that book before it happens. What else have I been watching?
You watched Everything Everywhere All at Once yesterday.
Oh yeah, I was meant to have like a proper movie night yesterday, and it just didn't happen because we had dramas. And by the time I started, it was just like too late to watch more than one. So I only watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was, you've both seen it, right? I know Ben
I've seen
has.
it.
Yeah,
You've
I've
seen
seen it, yeah.
Out of 10?
9.
Wow. Okay.
What would you give it?
7.5. And that's only because I was gonna give it a 7, but I felt like that's too. So like I've literally written this down yesterday. I was gonna give it a 7. I was like, I just felt a little bit too harsh. So I give it 7.5.
What didn't you like about it?
I felt like the conflict between mother and daughter was not well earned. And I understood the whole, you don't accept me for who I am, I'm a lesbian, you trying to hide this, you don't want to embrace it, blah, blah, blah. I understood that side of thing. But I feel like in order to hunt down every version of her, murder them, to find the one that will come and both of us will destroy ourselves forever. I feel like there needs to be deeper trauma than simply that. And I feel like they were trying to hint at that, but I feel like they didn't show it.
I think because it's obviously a universe thing, I think the one that we saw...
I know the one that became the whole thing was the one that was forced to...
Yeah.
was the one that was forced to go through all that stuff to become thing. But obviously they're trying to implant that angst onto her version as well at the same time. Otherwise, it just wouldn't make sense. So I'm saying to equate that, I don't think it equate it. I feel like they by all means have the whole, not accepting my lesbianism or whatever. You have that as well. But I feel like there needs to be also some more deeper hurt that needs to be shown. Like, I feel like the situation with the husband, I feel like that storyline with her and the husband the whole way through was just shown very, very well. Like, from the beginning when he's looking at divorce papers, like, I immediately knew why. I was like, she's paying you no mind and you want some attention and you want some love. Like, immediately, like, they showed that, knew why. Then when the whole thing came with the other version of him and he was just more exciting and more and I was like, yeah, no, she does not value this man at all. Like, and then her realization of what his good qualities are as the movie came on and as the other one died. Although what killed me, when the other one was dying and they were going to kiss and then he switched back and she just dropped him. I was like, raw, that's so dread. But then, yeah, the realization of his good qualities and how he is as a person and how she had to accept him for who he is and the life that they've built together, blah, 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 all of this sort of stuff. That, for me, was a well-told story line progression. But I feel like the conflict between the mother and daughter, I didn't buy it. I felt like, yes, Doja Tabaki or whatever her name is, her beef with her version was entirely justified for the reason that you brought up. But the other one's beef, the main one that we know, is beef with her mother, it didn't have the necessary progression to get me to buy it, for me, anyway, fully.
Okay.
But saying all that, the multiverse was mad.
Yeah.
The multiverse was mad. That's what I said, Doctor Strange should have been.
The sausage fingers were disgusting.
Bro,
Nasty,
that made me so uncomfortable.
I hate it. Someone would have put it in the mouth.
And the mustard's all squared out.
stop
Don't
it.
do that. Yeah.
That was gross.
I was biased. I was so biased. Oh, man. But, like, the universe when they were rocks, that was killing me.
That was pretty good. That was good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. It was
It
good.
was chaos. It was chaotic. It was very chaotic.
It was very chaotic, and it was like when it was like they was just flashing on the screen, like going through her face. I was like, "Yo,
It's too much.
yo!" I don't even think there was epilepsy warning at the beginning of the movie. Nothing. So like, calm down a minute. But yeah, no, it was good. 7.5 is still good. It's just it's just not complete.
Not great.
No, it's great.
A 7.5 is like
7.5 is like
on
I
mine
would say-
is good. 8. I think 8 is. What's 8? Is 8 great?
8 is great, and then
What's 9?
9 is like
I thought 9 was great.
amazing, and 10 is
Oh, yeah,
masterpiece.
masterclass,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah, so 7 is like good, solidly good. A 7.5 is solidly good.
Yeah.
Oh, even I think on my anime, 7 is very good. 6 is good.
No, 8's very good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, so 7 is good, 8's very good, 9's great, and then 10's masterclass. Because 6 is fine.
Masterpiece. No, 5 is fine.
I think 5's average, and 6 is fine or something.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, it's levels above being fine and average.
Yeah.
So that's decent.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It was
I
very
enjoyed
good.
it. I thought it was very enjoyable to watch. I thought it was very fun. It was just for me,
Just the story, the depth of
the
it.
depth was lacking in that. I was like, and the thing is, the only reason was that there was a problem was because it was good. If it wasn't good, I would have been like, who cares? Let me just enjoy what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But because it was good, and I was like, what would have made this better? Was just a bit more depth in this, if just being shown in this relationship. I think the movie was quite long, to be fair. It's over 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I think if they just had like maybe an extra 10 minutes at the beginning of the movie with just showing the mother and daughter just being a bit more angsty towards each other, I would have been a bit more like yes, okay, now I see why this beef is happening. But as it was,
they didn't get on at all. Like from what I remember of it, I thought
they didn't talk.
That's what I mean. Like they had like a bit of chat between them, and
the
then it was
conversation
very like short.
So the beginning of the movie is basically she comes and she's like, "Can my girlfriend come to the party that we're throwing later? And can we introduce her to
Granddad, yeah.
Granddad." And I can't remember anyone's names now. I know the girl's Joy, the main character. She's just like, no. She's just like, this is not the time to talk. This is not the time to introduce her to Gong, Granddad, whatever. It's not the time. He's not going to accept it. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, when is the time to talk? You're always busy, blah, blah, blah. And okay, I get that. But that's not a major reason for conflict. Like, you're always busy, you don't have time for me. It's not a major reason for like.
But then that's
It
what
is.
you just said that about the
And over
husband.
time,
Your husband and your child is not the same thing. And for him, he's not trying to nuke the entire universe or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get not even trying to get divorced. He's trying to use divorce as a way to get her to talk to him.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I think so for her, it was a situation where she's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm trying to talk to you right now. I don't live with you anymore, clearly. Like, so we don't talk that much. I'm trying to talk to you right now, but you're very busy. Mm-hmm. Then Granddad is disturbed and woken up, and you interject to jump in and introduce my girlfriend as just my good friend. I don't like that. And then after that, it's just nothing. And I'm just like, I don't know, maybe that was enough for some people, but for me, I felt like I was like, the extent of how this beef goes, traversing through the multiverse and all of this, I was like, I needed just a touch more. So obviously, you don't want to make the mother look like a completely bad person.
Yeah.
But I just would have, it's just a bit more contention. Just a bit more contention. Maybe, in fact, even if the mother was more outly against the fact that she was a lesbian, I don't know if they would have done that per se.
It's a bit,
I know, a bit mad. But even if it was that, then rather than, oh, Granddad might not like it, if it was more, I don't like it, I ain't really fucking with this.
Yeah.
I would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, yeah, I can see this beef now.
Yeah. I think they have to be careful of it.
But
because
they definitely have
wanna,
to shadow that line because, yeah, that could have come.
Yeah.
They
and
could
then
have
they
been.
also need to make the main character be likable.
That
so,
too.
yeah.
That too. But that could have been the redeeming.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I'm no longer homophobic.
It was. 'Cause at the end, she did accept it. The granddad was introduced and all that sort of stuff. And
She even accepted it herself in the other universe.
yeah, so like it was all good at the end. But I think they still have to balance it.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like
Yeah.
they should have done. They should have had more. They should have had more beef in just another way.
Yeah,
Well, it could have easily have just been. You see how she was saying like, you're a mess up just like me. Blah, blah, blah. It could have easier been the mother trying to encourage her or force her to do something that she didn't want to do.
yeah,
Like in just a bit more like of a bit more of a bigger thing. It could have been anything. Go to university. Don't go to university.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how old or young she was meant to be, but like, yeah, just something like that. Like, and just have that be
a doctor.
a big blow up.
Everyone's-
Plus the overarching, you're not properly accepting who I am.
Yeah,
Now I can see you wanted to destroy the universe.
I mean, destroying the universe is still a big thing. Like,
Bro, when she was like, so I put everything on a bagel, I was like, huh? Like, I was just expecting it to be like, oh yeah, I went into a bagel shop and just put all the toppings, like cheese, da, 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 da. And then when she was like, no, I put this, that, I put like all the lyrics to like this songs and like this, that, all the notes that I got and this. I was like, oh, literally everything. I just put literally everything on the bagel. Like, oh, it's wild. Good stuff though, good stuff. I wanted to watch Queen and Slim, didn't get around to it. Want to watch The Suicide Squad, didn't get around to it. I watched a bit of Eurotrip just while I was waiting for my food to get delivered. Still funny.
yeah, I could hear it. I was
Scotty doesn't know.
cracking up.
Don't tell Scotty. Scotty doesn't know. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, that's more or less me. So for another 2 weeks, it's getting late. It's very late. Let's get out of here, man. Any final words?
Peace.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff at 5 Letters Podcast. That's the number 5. We're out here for another 2 weeks, man. Bye.
5 summers in, still running things. I need some ice in my Hennessy. I drink neat, platinum presidential neat. Pretty little thing parcel came late, so you're angry. Cool down, darling, don't take it, I'm family. Middle of the night, pick you up, I know you're mad at me. Baby girl, a work of art, she a whole gallery. Wasted, my nigga just come home, so we're gonna get wasted. Come close, I can't hear you when I'm faded. I wanna take a dive in your pool, you look amazing. Fantasy, I have some fantasies. I wanna live with you. Fantasy, I have some fantasies.